Welcome, everybody, to the latest Challenge of Doom. I am your host, professional illustrator, tournament organizer, part-time lumberjack, and Cal Rally superfan, Senior Doom. Joining me tonight is a new person, as is tradition with Tuesdays. We use Tuesdays to bring in a lot of new people. Now, I would like to introduce you here to Gumby. Gumby, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to all our fine viewers out there?
Hello, everybody. My name is Gumby. You may have seen me sometimes playing in these tournaments under Rodimus Prime 55. Great to be here. Excited to be here. Ready to see some hopefully interesting decks and matchups today. And yeah, let's get ready on this Tuesday night.
Right, and we have about 55 seconds here going before we get going. So you said interesting decks. We watched you. What was last Friday? My days are blurred. So play against a Heatran deck that we've had on before. But the interesting thing was you were playing Slaking.
Yeah, so the funny thing about that was my testing group that I play here at home with, I sent a message. I said, I'm playing in Tournament of Doom. I want something to play, but I don't want to play the traditional stuff. I wanted something off the blue. And my buddy goes, check out Slaking. I have a list I've been playing, and it's fun. So he showed it to me, picked up the deck that day, and just started playing some games online, and then played that night. I wound up going 3-2. My two losses were to that crazy Matang Heatran Zamazenta deck, and then I think I wound up losing to Dragapult after that. But yeah, it was an interesting deck, especially with new cards coming out from Destined Rivals that really made it kind of shine. The big key card, I'd have to say, was the Team Rocket's Watchtower, being able to shut off colorless Pokemon ability. So it makes Slaking being able to attack every turn. And the Blaziken was just huge, too. If I didn't have the Boomerang energy, you can still rotate with it, as well as attacking with it. So, yeah, it was a pretty interesting night.
Let's see. Who do I know that we can stream? Let's stream and everyone jumps in. So now we got a couple choices. We have Screechy Boy, Lily, Bizquick. I haven't had Lily on in a bit. Let's see. Lily's on Garchomp. That seems fun.
Ooh.
Versus Grimmsnarl Frostlass. There we go. There's our first game. Let's go ahead and jump down there. And by jump down there, I mean I will drag you to the places because it's all admin stuff. Yep. Because like the way we protect the players now is we create it so that there's only one person can be in a room, but admins can be in every room, no matter what.
Gotcha.
And so,
all right, cool.
So I'm like, I can just drag you in here, and it's preventing people from having players in there that they don't want, and then only having us go in there.
Yeah. So I don't know if you got to catch any of the NAIC stream this week. I caught a lot of it, actually. And did you catch a lot of it? Okay. I don't think they really streamed any Garchomp lists, but I thought some made day 2.
I believe so. The biggest reason why I ended up watching a lot, that was the wrong card. Why did I just do Guardy? I wanted Grimmsnarl. I'm trying to make sure my thing's set up. Was my friend Greg took third or fourth. I don't remember exactly which one. So I ended up watching more, like waiting for him to come on. I was like, oh man, he should be on. Hopefully he'll be on stream, please. And then he did in semifinals and then lost to eventual champion, but still, it was exciting. So I ended up watching a lot of it.
Gotcha.
But it was a lot of Gardevoir, a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, that Gardevoir is just like, it's the deck that doesn't die. It's kind of like how Lost Box, yeah, like they would print these cards that were supposed to apparently kill it, and it's just like, no, watch me, no, and it's just that, especially with cards like in the format right now that really help it, are like Monkey Dory, just being huge to just move that damage off and swing for stuff.
Monkey Dory is just I don't think it's ban worthy, but it is a really, really good card.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I think it's, if you're a new player looking at the card, you kind of look at it like, what's the point of this? But like seasoned players, we were off the bat just like, this is gross. Just being able to move all that damage and like use, hurt yourself. It's just the same way that Grimmsnarl uses it as well.
Wow, we got 2 minutes into the tournament before we had a judge call.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yo, Doom, do you know any good seniors that play in your tournament? What's up, Roxy? Yeah, interest with them with cap was hit. Yeah. I don't know, actually. I don't know everyone who's a senior or not. That's part of the issue.
I only know one true senior. I want to, I'll make a shout out here to him. Probably not watching, but Jack Limegruber. He started as a junior in my league a couple years back, him and his dad, and then he is now just qualified for Worlds again. I think this is his like 3rd or 4th year in a row qualifying, so interesting start here with the Maractus.
Do you think the sheer volume of Guardians affecting the training outcomes more than the deck itself? I don't know. That is actually an interesting thing. Oh, sorry. Does it just come in here once in a while? I think so. Got 3 conversations going on, so.
Oh yeah, the whole Guardy thing is just like, it's just it's crazy because like I think with like NAIC, a lot of people thought Grimmsnarl was going to go off because it was going to kill Guardy, and I think that's what veered people to either find a ways around Grim or to play against it. Hence why, if you notice, there was a lot of grass and grass techs. I mean, we saw Toadscroll make top 4, and a lot of even like Raging Bolt taking in with the Iron Leaves, so that way they didn't get something like this with the Maractus stuck there. And I think that's just the way a lot of the metas are. They kind of play this game of this triangle of what's the best, and then you either go with the flow or you just say, I'm going to take that L and or hope they don't set up. I mean, a lot of decks do that throughout these formats, and we're just going to always keep seeing them. Looks like Grimmsnarl's getting gets the TM off, turn 1 TM, which can be helpful, and starting to build up that damage on that monkey.
You know what surprised me was how much Grimmsnarl did not show up. And
yeah, I mean the only one that topped was Piper's list, and even looking at that list was an interesting build because she only ran a 3-2-2 line, and I know a lot of people normally like to run the 3-1-3 or 3-2-3. So yeah, it seemed like a kind of gutsy call, just because if you're prizing 2 Grimmsnarl, you're kind of out of luck at that point. But so it looks like the Arven being played here. Looks like they're going to take it slow too and go with the TM Evo route,
which is crucial for the guard chomp deck. Also, the Flakes PTCG, thank you for a follow, and also Trash Goat 96. Welcome back to Doomco as our resident Trash Goat. Thank you for keeping all the trash in the building Aiden and out of the streets, I guess. And also Daycamp, welcome back, 34 months as one of our senior vice presidents of being here a really, really long time. I think you're on Friday, so I'll see you Friday.
Speaking of Trash Goat, I can seriously tell you, I know where he lives. He literally lives 4 houses down from me. He's actually the gentleman who gave me the slacking list. Oh, this is looking interesting. Starting to get... That's the thing I feel like with Grimmsnarl, like... Well, against Garchomp, I think the only things that really have a lot of abilities are, like, the Roserade when they come in, because once you get out of those Garchomps, then I think the big clutch is going to see about getting another energy down on a... well, he's going to need to get the energy on the Monkey Dory. There it is. That should help start moving those damage counters around. Yep, looks like they're going to move the damage. Probably going to move it to one of the Garchomps, I would assume.
Well, it gets the Gabite. You can put 40.
Oh, yeah, you can get it. Well, he only has the 20 to work with. That's the only issue. Now, if you had a way to capture something and at least take out a Gabite beforehand, but it's not. Looks like he's just going to go for the KO here. That 60 should come into play later, definitely.
All right. Weird for a Tuesday to have 3 judge calls all to start the tournament. Like this is why on Fridays I don't start the stream until round 3.
That's fair enough.
This
were
usually
they all just no shows or
no? Well, one was a no show. Well, it wasn't a no show as they couldn't check in, so I reset the game. But I don't know if their opponent was still going to be there or not. So I was like, ugh. Then another one was wrong deck list, which there's a thing for that. And then someone was having issues with a updater kept crashing.
Oh, boys and girls, that's why we should do our updates before the event starts.
I remember playing the Limitless tournaments when COVID started, and that was one of the big things they made sure everyone knew. You needed to be updating your client well ahead.
Well, I know they did that big server maintenance today, so I wonder if that deterred a lot of people from trying to maybe do some testing beforehand or just getting games in. So it looks like here, it looks like they're deciding, do they just go for the more hand play or do they go for the Crispin? Only issue is you're going to get the one energy attachment, but you're not going to get the other one because I'm pretty sure, they do play the dark because they are playing the monkey, but the only downfall is that Garchomp, its second attack hitting needs 2 fighting. If it was a fighting colorless, it'd be just bonkers, but yeah, they're just going to take the clean swing there. Might be an opportunity to hopefully try to get another monkey into play for Grimmsnarl. Rocksteady-ish, you might be right on that with the Dragapult metagame for NAIC. I mean, I noticed a lot of people I noticed a lot of the Dragapults went back to the very slow play build up because they would just, lock in with Badoo till they can set up. I think, what was it? I think we had a semi-Dragapult mirror match in I think the seniors finals was Dragapult Charizard, I think, if I remember correctly. So it looks like they're going to play the Arven, get themselves I mean, the play I could see here is either a nest ball to get the other monkey set ready to go. If they have energy in hand, or if they already have a way to get the monkey, they can grab, depending on how I'm not sure what their list is playing. I know, like, a lot of lists are either playing Earthen Vessel. I know Piper's list ran the Energy Search, so see if they have any of those in play. Who's favored in this matchup?
Me. No, I would probably say Grimmsnarl has a pretty good chance, but the Garchomp can hit some numbers.
I see the play I think they're going here, and it's interesting, but I don't know if it's going to be enough at the moment. It looks like they're going to go, unless they get rid of it. Let's see here. They're going to go with the secret box. We did see off the Arven, they grabbed the TM Devo.
That is a possibility.
Because I could see the TM Devo, they're going to hit, but I don't think it. I think the Gabite has 100, doesn't it? HP?
Yes. Gabites have 100.
So,
Gibbles have 70.
Yeah, so even that TM Devo underneath, it's not going to knock out because it's going to only take a tick from. It's going to take a tick from the. Oh no, 2 ticks would KO it because they do have both Frostlass set up, and they're doing the Adrenabrain play too. Ooh, yep, I see it here. They're going to go for a TM Devo double knockout and leave them with just 1 Gabite. Ooh. Yeah, that was a good play right there. And I'm pretty sure I don't think Garchomp comes back from that at this point.
It could. Lily is a very strong player. And I'm double checking Lily's list and seeing if there's anything that would help them. Because some of them have started running rare candy, which they do not.
I was going to say I haven't seen a lot of lists running it, but if they are, then that makes perfect sense then.
The question becomes, was there out? Keep messing with my sizing on all this because we get like what's on display for our viewers, because I had things set up and then we had some stuff get screwed up. They are really trying to figure out their play here.
If they do play rare candy, they do have it with the. Oh nope, they're just conceding. Yeah,
I'm assuming they don't see an out at all.
If they did play rare candy, they would have had it, and if not, they might have prized it. But yeah, right there was just. It's just not having the Gabites all set up ready to go it just hurts you in the end. Yeah, they didn't even play candy at this point.
All right, so while we're here, I'm going to go move us real quick. So then you can see what I'm looking at. We're going to go ahead and look at our metagame. We didn't have a chance to do that. Now we do. We still have 20 minutes in the round.
Yeah, exactly.
But almost half the matches are done. Actually, I wonder how many were no-shows. I can actually check that. Two people no-show.
Wow, that's impressive. You had, 64 players at the cap, and then whoever was left over.
Yeah, the Devo was rough. The Devo can be extremely rough if the Grimmsnarl player knows exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Metagame. Here we go. Grimmsnarl Frostlass number 1. Gardevoir number 2. Cynthia's Garchomp number 3. Charizard Pidgeot number 4. This is actually the beautiful thing about like these challenges. You end up with decks that you would not assume would be up that high, like Charizard Pidgeot, but they end up being a high percentage of the meta because you only have 64 players.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, seeing, like I was originally going to play in this before I got asked to commentate, and I think Grimmsnarl Frostlass was going to be my pick, just assuming with the way Guardy played that Guardy was going to, show up, but and then Charizard Pidgeot seems like another one of those decks too, kind of like Guardy. Like I don't think it's as strong. I don't want to say it's not strong. It's always been a strong deck. When it lost a lot of its tools in rotation, it still found a way to thrive. And that's just one of the neat things about this game is just seeing, making judge calls, right, thinking that stuff's going to be bad and it's not.
Cal's game is still going on. He said he'll get his up real quick, so we can jump over to that.
Cool.
So we can just get a game going. Always good to just have a game going, even if it's not exactly what we thought. But here it is. Again.
Here we go. Ooh, Goldango.
Yeah, and again, my things all like sizing. It's because things got messed up. It was a couple weeks ago. a week or two ago. I had this whole thing set up with everything perfectly fine. What I need to do is just go back, recreate like the original template, and then it's just a whole process with OBS. I'll probably do it on Friday.
Oh.
Cruel Arrow to the Darumaka. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely a solid play there. Just the fact that you can swing with that Darumaka for on weaknesses. Yeah, and that too, exactly.
So I will actually update these names real quick while I've got them. If I'm going to sit here. No, it was Lily. It's no longer Lily. Lily lost.
Yeah, TM Devo was the demise.
So I'm updating the stuff right now. I was hoping for a more automated way to do this. We looked into different ways. It just hasn't worked. Sadly, it has not worked. Like we tried it, and it was causing issues with like names being read wrong, and like stuff. So I do it all manually right now. And I could make things like people wait more between a game. Like, hey, I'm going to have you on. Get on. Don't do anything. But I also like these things moving. So
exactly. Now, okay, there we go. I was gonna say the Enzor arc. It's like Red Lime really needs to get a. Well, that's the issue though. I don't really feel like they have a way to get the Darumaka set up or the Darmanitan, because if they go to put the Darumaka, the Pheasantipode's just gonna swing at it again.
I'm a little surprised that Ends isn't running Shaman. Like, you have these babies you need to protect.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just mostly the bench space issue. Because, like, you obviously want to have your attackers ready for backup to go if they're one-hit KO. But then at the same time, it's like, and that's the thing, like, Zoroark had so much potential, and then they just didn't print. I guess they didn't really print a solid enough attacker to like be able to put it there. And I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I understand, you don't want to make something broken, but looks like they went with the secret box. So they got the TM Devo, but that's energy switch. So they can get a retreat out here. Okay, so they are playing the rigid band to buff their HP. Ooh, counter catcher up. So it looks like, yep, they're going to go for the Night Joker play.
If you notice, there was 0 energy in the discard for Cal there.
I didn't get to see it, but I just looking at the board state right now seems kind of tough. Like, yeah, it was nice to get that Darumaka out of play with the Fez, but now you're sitting with a Fez with 3 energy, and unless you maybe play like a scenario in your list, they're just going to be stuck there till you manually retreat off of them or it gets KO'd. We did, well, there is a scenario in the deck, so it's just a matter of reaching out to it. And there's an earthen vessel to go grab some more there.
I'll just go with
maybe it's just... Yeah, they could go, yeah.
This is a TM Devo turn.
Yeah, because they're still up 2 prizes anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. And the fact that Goldango can one-hit KO when it's raring to go.
This Gholdengo can give up 2 prizes here. If anything, they want that Pheasantipity to be KO'd.
I think if you are Red Lime, you're wanting to probably kind of go around the Pheasantipity to leave those energy and maybe set up a multi-prize with the TM Devo play. But at the same time, you are already behind on prizes, so it's tricky. So let's see if they can get this Darumaka to stick for 1 turn. So they did go with the KO. I don't know if that would have been the necessary call. But I mean, there might not have been a way around it either way. All the coin bonuses. That's one of the things I always loved about Gholdengo was its ability just to draw its deck.
Iono to 1 is usually Iono into coin bonus, top deck, whatever top deck, coin bonus, more coin bonus, another coin bonus. Oh, did I say coin bonus? I think I said coin bonus. So a lot of that.
Yeah, and then on top of flip the script, and then in this case, we're going to also recon directive. So you're looking at what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cards he just looked at right now. And that wasn't even putting a Gholdengo into the active to draw an extra on top of the 1. Yeah, because at this point you're just going to, yep, boop.
Keep the fire type away.
Yeah. Keep the fire off the board, and also the inability to use that second attack of Darmanitans. Or not the second, the first one, where it counts for each energy in the discard.
Or on top of that, you're not putting damage onto the Zoroark, so it can't use the Reshiram's extremely powerful attack.
That too as well.
Now, sadly, counter capture is not working. It can if they somehow take a 2-price turn here, but they're lacking a lot of stuff here to take a 2-price turn.
Yeah, trying to think. If you discard, they do have an Earthen Vessel. They could grab and discard another, and then discard off the Fez. But I don't know. You're going to need at least 5 energy in the. You're going to need at least 5 energy in hand to at least take a Fez knockout.
Yeah.
And so far, there's maybe 2 here, maybe an extra in the. I don't know what else is in the discard. I thought there was possibly 2 more in the discard because I thought he.
Well,
I thought that.
Yeah, but now you guys a KO with the black belt. But
ooh, okay. And he's got the bear ready too.
Well, at this point, we know Cal's got the catcher in hand. They've got a lot of good cards coming.
Yes. Yes.
And you just put a whole bunch of energy into the discard for them. This might have been
exactly.
This might have been a turn you wanted to wait. Because now Cal can bring up your bear that you're trying to set up, KO the bear, and they're down to 3 cards.
Yeah. Now the thing is, though, would they be able to get the bear back? Well, even if they got the bear back, unless they play another Defiant Band, it's not going to do anything.
No, I'm actually going to check how much they do play, because we just saw the Black Belts training, which is one of, and the Defiance band is one of. The only other thing you could do is Devo, but if you Devo, there's no damage out there.
Yeah. I feel like that belt play might have been preemptive and probably unnecessary at the moment. Now, granted, I could understand if they didn't want to get it Iono to the bottom of the deck, but the fact that you had at least 2 trades and a flip the script, you might have been able to get down to it. So I feel...
You know what? Part of me was like, I'll flip the script. I'm like, you know what? You could. They used the black belt.
I don't know what they're... I don't know if they're... Let me see, is there any more? Yeah, there was 2 left in there. We know they have the energy for the knockout. Well, wait, Rigid is on stage 2. Its attacks are minus 30.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think you want to KO that Zoroark. You want that bear.
Yeah, you want the bear. Like I said, I think that Defiant Band was I think they probably should have held on to it. Yeah, they should have held on to it, because if push came to shove, they could have went digging for it. Because now in this situation, if the Defiant Band isn't on there and you would have been Iono'd, you still had 3 trades plus a flip the script. That's 2, 4, 6. That's 9 cards out of 13 cards left between the hand and the deck. I don't think it would have been hard to reach for it.
All right, so
Max Tampiro with the shoutouts on the YouTube playmat for the regional. Very slick playmat, by the way.
Thank you. I honestly did. I turned on. It was the seniors game 3 had started when I had put everything together, all my sketches and everything. Like I had sketches and different posing stuff, and then by the time I finished, they were still playing through game like 2 in the Gardevoir mirror.
Yeah, I've seen your Lugia one. I actually am a huge Lugia fan. Like I collect the cards too, so that's why when I seen that, I was like, that is a gorgeous mat.
That was that actually seemed like a little bit of overkill on the numbers, but
yeah, that was a bit much. You could have held on to those excess energy. I don't know if they're thinking of they were going to get hit with an Iono, but I don't even think they have any Iono left to play. And even then, like, you're Goldango. Like, yeah. You're going to draw out of it.
Right, because we saw the Cypher Maniac where they put the remaining superior energy retrievals there.
Exactly.
As far as, and funny enough, Lugia is like my all-time, my like second.
Are they gonna confuse with the monkey?
They might. My second all-time bestseller. So.
So they did get hit with the Iono. So, because I think they're gonna hit for the confusion. Oh, they're gonna hit with the confusion, but I don't think it matters. You're gonna.
I don't think they can. No. I don't think they can use the confusion. No way.
They just put on they put on the reversal.
They can't. It has to be evolution. I was double checking. If you have more prize cards,
oh yeah, you're right. Oof, that was a huge misplay.
So they can't hit with that. Now it's just stuck there. And look,
and they only need 1 prize.
Yeah, and it looked like even Cal was double checking. It was like, oh,
big misplay there. That's why we always need to read the cards.
Well, it's like, okay, you see it, and a lot of times when you see people play it, like even us, and it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe, maybe not. No. It's like,
yeah,
nope. So Cal Connor coming in here, getting the win on that.
Yeah.
And let's see how many matches are left. 2 with 2.5 minutes left, so I'm not even going to move us. We're just going to sit here so we can just move for the next game. But
All right.
you'll have to have the delayed or hearing impaired version to talk about things. Currently, our number one deck is IC24K with Dragapult Charizard, but mind you, all 1-0s right now currently have a 25% opponent winning percentage, so doesn't matter as much.
What do we have under the others? That's interesting.
Ben Nigma is on the Ethan's Ho with Ethan's Pinsir and Ethan's Sudowoodo.
What? Wow. Like, it was one thing to be like Ethan's Typhlosion with it, but I don't even know what the Pinsir and the other one do.
Pinsir does 20 for a grass energy, or 70 plus 100 if any Ethan's Pokemon were knocked out the turn before, or 3 colorless. And then Sudowoodo's got Impound for 20, which is cost of fighting. But it has Try to Imitate for 2 colorless, where you choose one of your opponent's active attacks and use it, but you have to flip a coin.
Ooh, that's... to quote the great Dodgeball, bold move Cotton, let's see if it pays off.
They beat Ho Armor Rouge.
So I guess Impound, you can basically use it like Maractus, like Corner.
But they don't play anything but fire energy, so they can't even use Impound.
Oh, wow, they don't... Wow. Huh.
Is this Mellow Magikarp? I am not Mellow Magikarp, and this is Gumby. Why don't you introduce yourself to everyone again so they know?
Yes, so hello everybody. My name is Gumby. I go by Rodimus Prime 55 on Twitch. I'm also a basic level judge and tournament organizer for the TCG and VGC. Yeah, and we're here to watch some fun games and check out some amazing matchups and maybe even some wild ones too.
We got an issue real quick. Hikujin or Digital Logic, if you're in chat, please tell me who actually won, because you both reported it as a win. And it does seem like somebody won.
Whoops.
Yeah. Like if I don't know who won, I'll just give it a tie. I want to say Hikujin did. Let me see what the matchup was.
What up, Callie?
Okay, thank you. I will get that fixed real quick. I'm assuming you did, based off what I saw. I just want to make sure so you guys don't end up with a tie, because it said you completed the match quite earlier, and everyone seemed cordial. So I'm like, I don't think people were doing this to be mean. All right, there we go. Sure, that's all through. Yeah, like I said, it didn't seem like your opponent was contesting it or anything. It just happened to be. But let's get round 2 going. Ads are going to hit you guys real quick. I apologize, but that's how it is. Round 2 is up. Let's see, we've got Cyrus, we've got Aiden, got Paparazzi, we got Bizquick, we got Screechy Boy. What's Screechy Boy? They're a newish player. That's what they're playing. They're 1-0 with Charizard Pidgeot against Dragapult Dusknoir. You also have, I know Hikujin was on Garchomp, which Cyrus is on. It does not say. Oh, it's supposed to update there. You know, we haven't had we should put a new person on. It's always good to put a new person on so they feel like they're not being discriminated against, I guess. So let's get Screechy Boy on.
Fair enough.
Plus, it gives us a new player. Like, and sometimes new players are not. It could be someone you don't know. But they're up against, again, Ale Games. So Screechy Boy 1994 going up against Ale Games. Ad is probably gonna hit here in a second. I apologize for ads. Twitch makes me run it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't give me the belt again. Twitch.
No, Daddy, no.
No, no, Daddy Twitch, no. That's horrifying. I'm sorry.
Sorry to those who might have a horrible history of that.
Yeah. In other news.
In other news, who's all going to Worlds? Not me.
Not me. I'm going to a Weird Al concert, so.
Honestly, I'd kill to do that. Not gonna lie.
We bought tickets to Weird Al before they announced Worlds, and then it turned out that Worlds was the same day as Weird Al is, and I'm like, nope, I'm sorry, we're doing the
Worlds is every year. Weird Al, we don't know when we're gonna lose him, and he's a national icon.
Oh, I forgot to update. You're now Mr. Business Stuff like Coco Puppet.
You know what was funny? I saw you had Mr. Business on, and I actually have the what is it? I have the Quagsire one. I got it for my daughter when I went to. I think it was when I went to Indy last year, the Indy regional. I won it from the prize wall.
My brother has the Gibble. I have the Fuecoco. You're the first one I've heard about the Quagsire. So in time, I thought about after this week again the Totodile. I don't know why their game is so connecting.
I was having this issue on Saturday or on Friday with some of my games too. White Nerdy is a classic there, Lem. I can tell you that.
Well, we'll see. Sometimes it's always just something dumb with it. With like when you don't. Yeah, I do Tuesday tournaments. Yeah. Every other week is when I try to do them. Sometimes, like if I'm sick or I forget, or if I have a lot of busy time at work, I won't do them. So there is times we don't, but unexpected server error. Yeah, I would say just step out for a second and then see if this works. It's one of those things.
If OKC wins the championship, we riot. New title.
I will cry because they keep saying they're going to bring back the Sonics and then they don't.
I have a lot of friends from the Indianapolis area, so when I seen some of their posts about going to the Pacers game and whatnot, I'm like, good for you guys. I don't really follow basketball anymore, but
after the Sonics moved, I spent a couple years following the Blazers, and then I fell off.
Last time I used to follow anything was when Jordan was playing, so that was kind of shows my age there.
Steve Nash.
A little
bit of Dirk Nowitzki, but I'm a tall white guy, and so seeing a tall white guy shoot like 3-pointers made me feel good.
There you go. I am an average height Latino, so we're more baseball anyway.
I'm a huge baseball fan, so hopefully maybe the Mariners do something for once.
There you go.
They won tonight, so I will take that. That's what I mean. Cal Raleigh super fan.
I'm hoping to catch a Cubs game this year. I've never been to one, and the fact that I've seen 2 out of my 3 favorite teams win like championships, I'm hoping to sit in Wrigley Field this year.
I had an opportunity to go to Wrigley wait, I thought this was Garchomp.
No, this looks like Rocket. Wait, Meowth. I'm assuming the Spidops, but then it's Dragapult.
It says Charizard. Pidgeot.
Uh-oh, yeah.
But yeah, no. There's a 2/2 Persian EX Meowth Rockets.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? What is this?
Like I was a little freaked out. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no, they picked the wrong deck.
I have to go in and be like, no, what's going on? Everything was fine.
Interesting with the Meowth.
Yeah, so they're using usually like the Hottie Order can get you a couple like surprise attacks. And Cruel Slash
Yeah.
isn't horrible.
That Pilfer was interesting. Wound up shuffling a Dust Skull or a Dusclops into the deck. I mean, they'll be able to get it later, if anything, but depends on how the hand is. So they're going to go ahead and get a recon off here. But they did already play their supporter because they played the Brock Scouting to get the Dracloak. Yep, and they're just going to Itchy Pollen.
Which Itchy Pollen is easily like one of the best attacks in the game right now. Probably not as big as it used to be. It does seem like it's fallen off a little bit.
At least it's not on a 170 HP 2-prizer for a double colorless, but then has multiple damage. Ooh, another one. And putting the Dragapult back in.
That
See if they have a...
Actually,
It's kind of funny here.
Does Pilfer put it on the bottom of the deck?
I gotta sing the Doom song now.
I don't know if it puts on the bottom. It looked like it shuffled it, but it might have put it at the bottom.
I mean, putting it on the bottom would be even more. How can you?
Yeah.
I don't know. But thank you for the tier 1 sub. Always appreciate it. All sub money goes back into the tournament. Like I've used it a lot of it goes into the pricing for the regionals, which I need to finalize with it. But it sounds like Rogue's going to give more pricing for the next one.
Nice.
So it might come out being in gift card form, so you can choose whatever you want, do whatever you want, kind of thing. But I'm still talking it over, still trying to make sure everything's is kosher, good. But that could be happening.
Oh my gosh, the Badoo's gonna take a knockout on this Meowth. Thanks to some help from a Duskull. Or excuse me, Dusclops.
Bye-bye, Mew. I missed you.
We're blasting off again. That's the thing, though. If Screechy can't get anything going here, it's going to get ugly really quick when Dragapult comes in.
I think the Iono is probably the right move here.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we have another team. We have another Meowth. I am a little surprised that they did not evolve the active because the Pidgeotto has free retreat, if I remember correctly.
Did notice they were playing Naomi in the deck, so I want to say they're probably a newer player.
That is one of the biggest things I can always say. Put your free retreater in the active. Always get used to it.
Yeah, but I think in this case, Screechy didn't have a free retreater. That was one of those little issues.
They had 2 Pidgeys, though. They could evolve into a...
Well, they had... Oh, true. Yeah. But I think the issue, though, is this Badoo's really putting in work, which, I mean, it's Badoo. It always does. So having to take the long way up might cause some trouble here.
One of the issues this Dragapult is going to have, though, by just slowly Badooing, slowly, is that if that Charizard gets active at all,
it's going to have a bad time, yeah.
Yeah. Especially late game.
But that Iono by Screechy seemed like it hurt more than it helped. We'll see, though. They might just have to play the slow game. Wow, still no. I feel like you'd be attacking with Dragapult by now to get rid of that Charmander.
Well, that's not the free retreat Pidgeotto. Well, that makes it even weirder. Why wouldn't you be playing the free retreat?
Because they wanted all the pretty arts. That's why the free retreat does. The free retreat's from 151, isn't it?
I think so.
The Neo upper interesting. They're gonna swing. Ooh.
They can't swing yet.
Oh, they still can't. I think here you probably need to get an energy, you need to get the Dragapult, and you need to get rid of that Charmeleon right now. So we know Ale's got a pretty solid board state here. They've got the draw power. I mean, they got an 11 card hand. They're getting anything they want. There's the Dragapult.
There we go.
Now he just needs the fire. Either the fire or if he plays the crystal. Oh, there's the Hawlucha. So we're going to take another prize here. We're going to take 2 prizes, but like you said, if you don't take out that Charmeleon, he's gonna have a bad time. You tell me a 6 card hand and you haven't. Oh, there it is. Okay. Trying to hit that fire. There it is. I was gonna be a big oof if they whiffed it. Yeah, Callie, that extra 10 does go far. So they're gonna. Oh no, they just put it all on the Charmeleon. Okay. So let's see now here.
You do have an option. You take a quick 2 prizer here off the Latios.
Take the 2, yeah.
Because as much as cool as the let's see what they choose. The Persian attack is, if all their evolutions or all their Pokemon are on the bench or in the discard, you're not going to do much. Okay, they're going to go after the Jacloak. Even up the prizes. That's fine.
Yeah. I think if they get another Dragapult steady, ready to go, I think they should be okay to win the game then. Not setting up another Charmander or anything like that is probably going to come back. Especially if they're going to take the knockout. Either they take the knockout here on the Meowth, or they just keep building damage on that Charizard so they can swing for the 1 hit later. So let's see if they go for the knockout here or not. They might be trying to play around the knockout too so they don't get it swung back at them. That makes sense too. Whiffing on the Great Ball. Grabbing the Charmander, but I feel like it's a little too late for that.
No. Because they have the...
Oh, they're not going to be able to take 4 prizes this turn, I realize. Dragapult isn't going to be able to.
The Charizard, I think this is the point where you want to use the boss's orders onto that Latios, though.
Yeah, definitely. Because now you're going to go to 2 prizes, then you're going to be set up with the secondary. They've got everything ready to go if they don't get Iono'd out of it.
They would, for them to get rid of all their threats off the board, they would need a Turo to pick up the Hawlucha. Put the Hawlucha back down and put another 10 onto the Charmander. Nope.
Nope.
So now we're probably going to see a straight hit. Into Jacq and Clavel.
And they have the Pidgeot too.
Yeah. Okay. That if they take a KO here, they'll be
I don't even remember what the Clavel does.
Well, here's the issue. They're still only hitting 300. They need a way to hit 330.
Oh, yes, definitely. And you can't do something like a Defiant Band because they're tied up on prizes, so it's not even going to do anything.
Lavaled, search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon with 120 HP or less. Reveal them, put them in your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Yeah, this is a hard call what to do here because now your Pidgeot just gets KO'd.
Yeah, haughty order. Oh, okay, I see with the haughty order. Because it says you look at like the top 10 and then you choose one of the attacks, so I'm assuming they were trying to copy Charizard's attack as well. Yeah, I just don't see a way out. If they would have maybe had like a Fez on the bench, or like the Fez or the Latios, like they did beforehand, but maybe that was probably the play too, not to play the Fez.
And like the issue here is, even if you go like for whatever the second attack is, I don't remember if it does confusion or not. They just retreat.
Yeah, they just retreat, and then yeah.
The haughty order.
Oh, it's theirs.
Yeah, it's theirs.
Okay,
So
I thought it was yours. Okay.
So you can do the Phantom Dive. You can put. Oh, the problem is you're still short.
Yeah, you're still short, and then that Pidgeot on the bench anyway. They were so close. Oh no. This is a wildly close match for this interesting of a deck. Yep, see, they held on. Either they top decked it or they already had it, but it was a good call to hold it so they didn't get bossed up. Oh, they got bossed either way.
Yeah, they've got it all.
Yeah.
Happens. I mean, like, we saw that their opponent's 10 cards and they still hit something. So at least we saw the haughty order.
Yes, that's interesting for what it did.
All right. Let's go ahead and go back to our stuff. Person EX. Yes. Very, very interesting stuff. Let's see. We do have.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and update standings. See if any of the other games are going. Maybe we can jump to them. Because we're at 22 of 30. You know, easiest way to check. Pairings. High completed matches. It does not look like anyone who is streaming is still going, so we're going to have to move ourselves back to the caster cave.
All right.
And then I will share my screen with you. And then let's look at the standings. Let's see what's winning. What's our 2-0s right now? Rocket's Mewtwo, Joltik Box, Dragapult Dusknoir, Frostlass Monkey Dory. They didn't even put the Grimmsnarl.
Oh, I wonder if Frostlass Monk. Is that it's the item lock build.
So they've got to be feeling that the item lock build is better.
Which is interesting. I know I've messed around with it a little bit, and it's fun for what it does. But I mean, I don't know if it can be that viable, but we'll see. Anything can happen.
I ended up tying against it in Portland, and it literally came down to I whiffed the 10 extra damage I needed for game 2. Yeah. See, Draco says Grim is bad. Trust. Let's see. We do have Great Test Mill. 2-0.
Nice.
Some more Garchomps coming in. Original Ogerpon, Ruckus Mewtwo. Mr.
Alright,
Bach with the Charizard Pidgeot. Let's see if this has what this one has.
This looks like a standard build.
This looks like the build we all know. No.
Yeah. I did see down a bit was a Arclodon.
That one on Friday.
Yeah, I saw that.
This one is not playing the Rockets Bomb package, just playing the double package.
The double. Wow. You're free. You're evolution gusting.
I think the biggest thing that's preventing this from being played in a lot more decks is the fact that it's a Hops Pokemon.
I think the fact that it's a Hops, it has a 2 retreat cost, and then once it's down, unless you play a Turo, it's going to be just stuck there.
Well, people played, okay, to be fair, though, when this was kind of being played, was the Lycanroc GX.
My buddy played that at the Full Grip, the Full Grip's Journeys Together release. It was last minute build. It looked super cool, but it did not perform the way he wanted it to.
Well, you're talking about Lycanroc, you guys. I'm talking about Lycanroc GX and the old Sun and Moon.
Oh, the old Sun and Moon. Yeah. But I think, well, with that, like, it was like, good because he could attack too.
Yeah, he was in a fighting type deck that could do more. So yeah, Boss is so much better. But I mean, if you're able to use this to Gus and use like a research in the same turn, really good. But but like everything Gumby's pointing out here is 2 retreat costs. It doesn't really attack. Doesn't have a really good attack. Like Lycanroc GX at least had Dangerous Rogue, which could do a good amount of damage, and then it was just overall better card than double.
Yeah, I mean the big deck with that was that with trade Zoroark GX. So there was your draw engine. You're literally drawing cards and gusting without having to play supporters on both end. I was discussing in someone's Twitch stream earlier today. They were playing a build of Dragapult with the Team Rocket's Crobat line, which, if you look at that Crobat line, it's very reminiscent of the old Crobat line from Phantom Forces. The Evolve put 2 damage counters, and honestly, I think that card would see a lot more play if Super Scoop Up had been reprinted in this format. And honestly, I think Double could benefit from Super Scoop Up if it was in play.
Arius, thank you for the follow as well. So no judge calls. We're waiting on 3 more matches here. Thankfully, this will just keep getting faster and faster as it goes.
Yeah. See, somebody's on the Okie Dokie. I'm assuming that's the baby Okie Dokie?
Yeah, because if it's the big one, I think it puts it with a Pecharunt.
Gotcha, okay.
No, it is the big one.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting that it didn't put the Pecharunt with it.
Because it's not... Okay, it is. Yeah, a lot of times they put it with the Pecharunt. That's why I was like, oh, it's gotta be the baby. But...
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's another deck I wish could have done a little bit better in play, but... I think if that attack was 1 less energy, it'd be super solid. Because like even with the energy acceleration you have possibly for it, I think the fact that it just is taking damage on itself, and if you don't get that off quick enough, it just seems like 250 is not as big as what we think for a basic.
Mm-hmm. Bring back Scoop Up. No, never bring back Scoop Up Net. Never ever.
No.
God, oh my God.
See, that's why I like Super Scoop Up, because it was at least a coin flip. And if you're going to make something like a Scoop Up Net, you make sure you cover all your bases, because when they released that was just silly to not retroactive use it.
And the big thing is Scoop Up Net was 100% banned and expanded because it wasn't future-proofed.
Exactly. You were sitting there, let me scoop up these shamans over and over, because I think it said you couldn't do GX or...
V's or GX?
V or GX, but then they forgot that, we had capital E, capital X.
Well, I don't think they
Scuba-
thought about expanded at the time, or at least that combo that came out of it.
Yeah.
Because like after that combo came out, they changed the wording.
Yeah.
And as soon as that wording was changed, all of a sudden, Path to the Peak, it's future proof now.
Yeah, that's why we're getting everything with rule box or whatever it says specifically. Yep, Zigzagoon was a crazy one, and Dragapult VMAX as well. I think I didn't play. I played against it one time in an online event, and yeah, it was. I feel like certain cards just always get solid. They always get solid creations, as you can say. Like Dragapult, you had the VMAX. Now you have EX. There's still solid ones. Gardevoir's always had a solid card throughout the years, even dating back to I think what was it, the old EXs, the Ruby Sapphire sets and that.
This little bastard right here.
Yep. Being able to spam 4 of those turn 1 multiple times and donk before your turn even happens.
Garbotoxin, Garbodor.
Garbotoxin, yes. For when you wake up and choose violence.
I played that at a regional. It was a Zoroark Garbodor deck, and I hit a mirror and expanded it with it. You played Klefki that could be detached as an item at the end of your turn.
Yes, I remember that Klefki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love if they would have brought back, if they would reprint Scoop Up Net, I would love to play a bat line and something again. I played it with Landorus back then, and then I played it with Lucario, the Lucario EX from Furious Fist, and actually with that deck helped me win my first challenge ever playing in.
The deck that helped me win my first cup was Malamar, Dawn Wings, and Krozma.
Oh yes, I do, yeah. Dude, the Sun and Moon the Sun and Moon format was just something else. It was just, I had a lot of good times during that format.
Sucks is this is all the Dawn Wings and Krozma cards we will probably ever get right now. Like,
yeah,
I don't think we've had any Ultra Beast reprinted in any way since.
I don't think we will. It's just one of those like gimmicks for that specific format and set.
And like they haven't really shown back up in the games. Like you can still get them, but they're just not in the games. It's going to end up like ancient and future Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh god, Noctowl with Scoop Up Net.
Ooh. Ooh.
Supporter and Scoop Up Net.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Alolan Vulpix. Alolan Vulpix was a Pokemon I went and made sure I caught.
I had the I had the Toys R Us promo they gave out, the Toys R Us stamped one. I used to have it. And then my daughter got the Build-A-Bear one as well, which was pretty cool.
I had it, and then my oldest, I don't remember what they traded, but they traded for a Plasma Block Snorlax. It was something like high. I was like, are you sure you really want to do that? And like, yes. And then it turns out like that Plasma Block Snorlax in the end ended up being worth more than the card she traded.
Oh yeah, Plasma. I mean, hence why we got Block Snorlax again, which is funny because that was the deck that I won my second League Cup with. I woke up one Sunday for a tournament, was like, I'm gonna play Azul's winning block lack list and go with that, and wound up going like 6-1 in the entire tournament.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Let's see. We also have a Joltik box up there right now.
Number 1 currently, Celery Man. Yeah. Joltik box kind of fell off. Like I don't even remember what the what the highest placing Joltik box was at. I know there was a couple people played it. I'm looking it up right now. Deck.
I think the issue with Joltik box is I think it got outsped. Because it has like that first turn to set up energy and get going, and then like after that, if you don't have a secondary attacker setup going, it just kind of falls off.
And a future box made day 2. That's insane.
Really? Future box got so much hype when it was coming out, and then it just like fell on its face.
Iron Thorns Crustle. Got 2 of them. And a Ho
Ooh.
Arm Raj. Right, here it is. Here's the Joltik boxes. It says 86th. It was the highest it went. No, wait, 78th. So it was out there.
Yeah.
It looks like it had a decent thing.
That's crazy. There was only 2 melodic Farigaraphs.
I went 2-1 against Joltik boxes in Portland. And the one I lost to was because I had horrible starts. They hit everything and I could just never come back.
Oh, yeah, definitely. When you're taking 2 prizes off of 1 prizer with Iron Hands, it's tough to try to come back on that.
1 Ogre Pawn box. 35th. Raging Bolts. Rory Moon. Someone made it with that. Only 2 Rockets Mewtwo and 1 straight Rocket Spidops. Oh, wait, no, that's Terra box, not Ogre Pawn box. It was amazing how many people played Toad Scroll, though.
It's amazing, but it made sense just because the fact that Grimmsnarl got such a huge push hype into the format. It just, made sense. Just if you can beat that, you should be able to beat everything else. Because, like, being able to play that baby Toad Scroll to block your opponent from getting stuff from the discard pile back into their hand, is a huge thing.
Insanely good.
Draco's asking, what did you play in Portland?
I played the Slowpoke. I played the Henry Brand version at the time that was going really heavy with supporters because of just how much Badoo was out there. So I ended up playing that. I went 3-2-3 with my 2 losses being to Dragapult and Amir and whatever it's called, Joltik box, and then I beat 2 Joltik box, and I beat a Rory Moon, and I tied Gardevoir, which I lost on. I tied because of variance. I missed 5 Gus cards and an 8-card deck with a Pheasantipity.
Oof.
Yeah, and then so that ended up tied. The second one was Farhouse less Monkey Dory. I whiffed the Howlucha for game, and then time was called, and the guy won that next turn. So we were tied 1-1. No more there. And the third one was another Dragapult mirror, and it was by then was the end of the tournament. We just played it for fun. We took everything slow. We played 2 games. I won 1, they won 1, and it was time. We're like, this is all fun. We didn't care.
I think the funniest thing. So I only went to 1 regional this year, and that regional I went to, I actually worked, was Louisville. It was my first time ever doing a judging at a regional level. I judged in the Masters tables. It was a funny situation now that we talked about it, but I think it was like round 5. 2 players sit down, they start playing their game, and then the guy next to them, he's like, oh, I'm waiting for my opponent. They haven't showed up yet. And we're like, all right, well, 5 minutes game loss, 10 minutes round lost. The 2 guys next to him play each other. The guy loses the match and then realizes, oh, this isn't my opponent. His opponent was the guy next to him. So not only did he lose a game that didn't really matter, but then he also lost the round for not showing up, even though he was right next to him.
Wow. All right, let's find ourselves a game. New round is up. We do have Hyokijin is in a Garchomp mirror. We do have Paparazzi. What is Paparazzi on? I was just looking at them. Paparazzi is on other. Oh, it's a Heatran deck.
Oh my god. Oh, their version's playing
Mhm.
Reveroom. Interesting.
Up against Joltik Box. We have quite a few people.
That metal deck gives me PTSD.
Let's go with that one. I'm going to invoke some PTSD.
Oh, bother. So, some of you not knowing, I actually went up against this deck on Friday. Only difference was that the build on Friday did not run Reveroom, and I was playing Slacking Blaziken, and I just looked at the deck and was like, what is this binder drop of a deck? I do not know what it's doing. Oh no, stream failed. What?
Oh, we got stream failure going. I know he's streaming on his own channel at the same time, so that could be an issue.
Gotcha.
Jedi Theus is Gardevoir versus Frostless Monkey Dory. Or we can see what Cyrus's deck actually is. See which one this is.
Let's see here. Boop. Would have been worse if they had won them. Exactly, as I said. I know they had to wind up going with one of the table judges up to the main hive, so that way they didn't get, because at a regional event, if you do not show up for your match that round, then they drop you from the tournament. So he had to go up and make sure, like, hey, I don't want to be dropped. I'm just taking the loss at this point.
I actually had to go up to the hive. I was, we'll get my losses against Dragapult. I circled myself as a winner.
Oh, yeah. Definitely have to get that.
Yeah, I had to get that fixed real quick. So I walked up. I'm like, no, this guy won. I did not win. I am saying this 100 times over. I did not win. Like, I was not going to be that guy. All right.
Looks like they're trying to get it set up still.
I think I got a name. Oh, up against McCormick. Okay, I can find from there.
All right.
I will update the names in the decks for just a moment. But yeah, I was like, why are you up here? I'm like, because I circled wrong. And like, well, next time just put big old X through your thing and usually we'll take it. I'm like, okay.
I actually, what was it? NAIC 2018, I think it was. I actually wound up getting getting opponent disqualified because in our round 3 game, he went to play an Ultra Ball, and I was like, can I see that Ultra Ball? It was like Gold One, Sun and Moon at the time. And I realized it was a fake one.
It was fake?
Yeah. So like, I'm the type of person, I've been playing long enough that I can actually spot fake cards really decently now, like really well. And so he played down the Ultra Ball, and I was like, hey, can I look at that? I look at it, and you could tell it's fake like a mile away. A lot of fake cards, they have that really cruddy looking foil that's just like a flat foil, whereas majority of all the secret rares have the texture on them, and the words were just really bad blurry. So I called a judge over. He sees it. He's like, oh, wow, good catch. Let me see what I have to do. He leaves, and for the next like 6 or so minutes, we have this awkward, I'm silent the entire time. This guy, for the next 6 minutes, is just calling me a dick the entire time. Just like, he just kept saying it to the point that it irritated the players around him. And so then he wound up getting a game loss, which we were in game 3, so I won the match. And I was like letting that slide as he called me that the entire time, didn't care. Well, then we're packing up leaving, and he just goes, well, see you later, and calls me the F word and walks away. I'm like, oh, we're going to play that game. So I reported him to the judge, and he wound up getting DQ'd for that. So, yeah, remember, it's just a card game in the end, boys and girls. It's just a card game.
So, like, I know a lot of times what I've seen with judges with it is if you can replace the card, they'll let you continue to play. If you can replace it.
If you can replace it, which ironically enough, that was the year that the promo for NAIC was Ultra Ball. It was that mirrored Ultra Ball the first time they did it.
Yeah.
But I know for bigger events, like because that's basically what's called a level 2 event.
Yeah.
It goes straight into a illegal deck list, illegal card. So you'll still get the loss, but then you have the option to switch it out. Now, if it would have been in a Pokemon aspect sense, unless it's like, if it's like let's say, in this case, I have that specific Okie Dokie and I put it down wrong, I have to replace it with that specific Okie Dokie. But when it comes to like the supporters and items, because you don't write down their set numbers, you can put whatever one as long as you replace it. But it's still considered a illegal deck list for the game loss.
Interesting to know, because with online tournaments, we just don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as the card functions the same. Yeah,
true. Now, like I said, if you're going to real life events, make sure you're writing your stuff down correctly and whatnot. So this is interesting because he's got the dog set up, but is he going to be? I think it hits 170. Yeah. And so he should be able, I think it swings for, what is it? It's like plus an extra 100 on top of the 180 or so.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm double checking. Because they're up against Zoroark. And this is, it's like, I don't see the Okie Dokie that often.
Yeah.
130 plus 130. So if they can poison here or get one of the poison things, it could do more, but this
they don't.
Bad.
This hand is just. I think honestly, I would have played down the Cleffa just to have a free retreat option. Because now you're going to send that big honking Brute Bonnet with the 3 retreat, and it's going to be tricky at that point. And plus, they now have a monkey in play, so they can get this. They can move this damage where they want. Oh, there you go. They're gonna they're gonna energy switch. Yep, there you go. This match might be ending really quickly unless they could top deck something. Well, they do have the Night Stretcher, so they can get the energy, but they don't have a way to retreat back out. So
it's like, would the Cleffa help that?
Well, they do have the Ancient booster, so they can get that weakness set up.
You could do that. You could bring back the little EX. You could actually KO. No, you'd still be off by 10.
Oh yeah, they do have the counter catcher, but maybe if you wanted to stall for a turn, try to maybe bring up I don't even know if that would. I don't even think that'd really be. So they're going for the poison on their own. I mean, if they're really desperate, they could swing with the Brute Bonnet, which it looks like they're just gonna sit there.
At this point, I would still like to see a poison on the active Zoroark. Okay.
True. All right. This is what I was thinking too. Here was possibly trying to stall. Well, no, you can't because End's Castle's in play.
Yeah, End's Castle's is just gonna kill that right away.
Yeah, and with the damage here, you're just kind of helping Monkey Dory later on. Speaking of spicy stories, a friend of one of our locals witnessed someone admit to double sleeving just half their deck. By the way, my deck is half double sleeved. You mean fully double sleeved? No, half double sleeved. Gets a game loss and gets mad about it. Yeah, what I mean, if you're already going to admit to it, you might as well just take the L and move on. I don't know why you would get upset about it.
I'm actually surprised they didn't give him like a not just a game loss, but like a straight up disqualification.
If he said locals, I'm assuming it's going to be just something small. Okay, now they're going to take the. Well, yeah, they're going to take the prize here. Now it was too late on that clip, so.
At this point, let's say Tesla get something really good off the top deck. This is kind of.
Oh yeah, I just realized they copied the rage off of the Reshiram, so they were one hit KOing anyway. That's game.
That's game.
Oof.
Oof.
Yowzers, that was brutal.
I was like, okay, let's see what this is. Oh, it's the Okie Dokie. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, it didn't show up. And okay. Apparently, a lot of people called into the office that day.
Talking about weird deck things that happened. This was like in Portland a couple years ago. The Lost Box was still a deck. That's how long ago it was. Not that long ago.
Oh geez.
Scoop Up Net was still in format. Let's say that.
Wow. Okay.
Someone showed up with a complete Japanese Lost Zone deck and tried to play with that.
In a standard regional?
Yeah.
What?
And they weren't Japanese.
What?
Yeah, and their thing was they said, "Oh, I have the translations of the cards right here," and the judge is like, "You can't play these." Which I'm going to move us to. Let's go to Jedi Theus's game real quick. It's probably still going.
All right.
Which, but then still, the judge is like, "But these aren't legal." Oh wow, this game's actually almost over.
Oh wow.
Well, they gave him 5 minutes to get the proper cards because it was round 1. They were given 5 minutes.
Minutes to get everything in. Oh my goodness.
And they couldn't, and so they got DQ'd. They got a game loss.
Boy.
Well, they got game loss after 5 minutes, and then another game loss after that, and then they just DQ'd them.
Well, it's funny because, a deck like that, all Japanese, when I went to, what was it, Indie Regional, me and my buddies first day played in the GLC event they had on there. I borrowed my buddy's deck. I go to play a guy. I'm playing Psychic. My opponent's playing Dark, so I'm like, I'm going to lose this quickly, but whatever. As my opponent's playing cards, I'm looking at the cards. I'm like, why do these cards look weird? And I noticed, I was like, can I see that? He has a Zoro. I look at it. And I realized it was a paper proxy and a card. And then I kept looking at all his other cards, his stadiums, all that. They're all paper proxies. And I was like, do you have proxies in this deck? He's like, oh, the whole deck's proxied. I go, I'm pretty sure, because I know GLC events like your locals, you can put leeway on decks, such as you can play proxies or so many or whatnot. But this was a sanctioned event by Pokemon, so you have to play with the legal cards. I think the only difference in the ruling is you could play with the Japanese card, as long as you have the translation for GLC format. And this guy got mad at me. He's like, "Oh, you purposely did this, didn't you?" And I was like, I don't know if proxies, if they're legal, we'll keep playing. That's fine. And so one of the judges comes back and tells him, oh, yeah, no matter what, if you finish this game, you're still getting a loss because your deck's illegal. And this guy fought tooth and nail to get the win. He was like, oh, I have the deck. Oh, let me just play this game real quick. Let me play it. They're like, no, you still get the loss. It doesn't matter. Your deck is illegal. And he goes, I felt bad for him at first, but then when he sat there and went, oh, I have the deck at home. I just didn't have time to sleeve it. I just threw all caution to the wind. I was like, nope. We all had the same amount of time to sleeve our decks for a regional. I don't know what's the case here, so.
Best way to handle it.
So it looks like, do they have, they don't have a way to, I wonder if all there's energy, that's it, and they don't have a way to move it?
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Grimmsnarl has a boss's orders here. That's game. I am a little
Yes,
surprised.
it is.
I'm a little surprised it didn't move the damage off the Pheasantipity. Oh, we got a pass.
Oh. Wait,
I
why
don't
did
know.
Did they? Oh, they didn't want to take the. They probably didn't want to take the knockout because they would have.
They can either put the energy back or something.
Yeah. They have the energy, so they're trying to just dig into it for game then.
You gotta move that. You gotta move that damage off the Fez, though.
No, what are you doing?
Well, they just move it back. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, they have 2 monkeys set up here.
Never mind. Never
Womp
mind. We came into this game late.
Yeah, I can see that. So you're taking 2 here.
Arvin,
oh, that's the issue, right?
There
that's
it is.
there it is. Yep, there it is. Goodbye, Gardevoir. Toodles.
I was getting ready to like switch the whole thing up, and then it's like, oh wait, this game's like right there. That is actually probably the biggest issue with Gardevoir right now is your energy counts. I'm going to move us real quick. You get something stuck up there. A lot of them have just cut Turo.
Yeah, the Turo. Yeah, that's like the Turo is super clutch, and so I think a lot of people like went to Turo anyway, especially now that people are playing stuff like
Maractus.
Like Maractus, yeah. You know, just being able to corner stuff again.
That was for Portland. The one card I cut that I regretted the whole tournament was Maractus. I kept sitting there. Anybody who was with me, I would go, and I said, God damn it. I cut Maractus like that morning. I cut it for what did I even cut it for? I could go grab my deck right now. I haven't even unsleeved my Portland deck. It's been sitting in my closet with all my other cards.
How long ago was Portland?
May.
Okay, it's not that. It hasn't been that. May. Yeah, it's not. We're still in June, so acceptable.
It was the weekend Deaths and Rivals came out. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think I haven't really unsleeved or touched anything since I went to that full grip Journey Together release. Well, I made some slight changes to Raging Bolt because I played Raging Bolt that weekend. I think I only made the changes, like 2 changes to it, and that was it. But otherwise, all my other decks have just sat there.
Oh, Nest Ball. I was playing Zerlik Nest Ball at the time. And so I went with Nest Ball over one of those. And the thing is, like, Nest Ball worked out. It did its thing. Like, it wasn't like it was a horrible change, but there was like a bunch of games where if I could have just cornered with Maractus, it would have just been it.
Yeah, you just sit there and they're just like done for.
What's the new leaks from next season? Like, there's someone always comes out saying they've got leaks, and some of them are fake and some of them are real. So,
are you talking about leaks for like sets, or what are we talking about here?
Where the regionals are.
Oh, the regionals, got it. I don't think they announced those till like the end of Worlds, I believe.
Yeah, but there's leaks for it because like you can go out and like look.
Oh yeah, you can. Sometimes you look at the convention center's like calendar and they have like something out. Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of different ones.
I'm kind of hoping I was hoping they bring back the one possibly to Fort Wayne, because that's where I got my start playing Pokemon, and I lived in Fort Wayne. I actually used to run leagues there, and they used to have some pretty solid regionals there. And I know it was either between there and Indy, so. I know my goal this season is to try to actually judge more regionals, and I'm hoping with my new job, the pay and schedule will help me be able to do that.
My biggest thing isn't so much like I can't go to them or trying to look it up his thing. Or not be able to afford to go, is I have family stuff that I have to do.
Yeah, I understand that entirely. I know my schedule's all whacked out right now between between my oldest my oldest literally has been doing play musical stuff since the fall, and between her school musical, the she just finished a dance recital, and then she's getting ready this weekend to perform another musical. It's been just go go go. So I understand entirely.
No, Billy Egan.
Seattle, Fresno, Salem, Surrey, Roanoke, Portland, Flagstaff, El Paso, Jacksonville, and
Wasn't that one a
Sioux
joke?
Falls. Yeah, that looks kind of weird because most of those are all West Coast, minus Jacksonville
Well, you do Salem, Massachusetts.
and Salem. Yeah.
Pokemon is forever. I have a son who 100% relies on me. So is my wife. So it's a lot.
Trash Go, you say that every time we go to an event. I don't want to hear it, my dude. I love you, but yeah. Yeah, that does sound super random.
Because see, Salem, Oregon couldn't hold, like, to even get to Salem, Oregon is insane.
Oh, it's a running gag, the Flagstaff one.
Okay.
Huh.
Because
I
can pull up, like, I would pull up Google Maps, but then I might accidentally dox where I live.
Ruh-roh.
Salem is like a good 2-hour drive sometimes from Portland, maybe more like an hour. It depends. So like, and I don't even think that would a place. Thank you, Traco. I don't even think they have a place big enough to hold a convention like that.
See, it's so crazy how big Pokemon's gotten over the last couple of years for their events. Because like I remember going to, where was it in Illinois? It's right on the edge. Collinsville. I remember going to that region all the time, and that was holding it was a decent size convention center, but it's like where it is weirdly placed. It looks like it's like a small convention center, and there's like a couple hotels around it, but it's literally on the border of Illinois and St. Louis. Like you drive a little bit more and you go through the arch of St. Louis. So like I miss seeing those events, and now everything's so big. You kind of, I mean, you have to play at these huge events or these huge venues now.
Like part of me thinks with the size we have now, and I know the Seattle Convention Center, I don't think it's big enough.
Really?
Or it's big enough, but the problem is it's multi-leveled.
Oh, well, that's how Madison was too, Wisconsin. Their convention center's multi-level too, but I think the fact that a lot of these regionals always cap out so quickly anyway is like it's just basically like, hey, you guys are gonna have to fight for a spot.
Like, okay, I would definitely say NAIC would not be in Seattle. I'm trying to find the layout here, but at least the bottom floor is big enough. They could hold a regional there. They used to. In the other one, the Seattle one's got weird because if you're looking at it like this image here,
yeah.
this one here on the right is the new building. This is the old building, right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they put events in both, if not all of it.
That would kind of make sense if they were going to have it at the bigger one, obviously.
Floor space wise, like square footage, the old one is actually bigger.
Interesting.
At least for one with like no like going to like another floor or holding things in other areas. And one of the biggest things like for NAIC is you probably want everything on one floor.
Yeah,
Makes it-
true.
Makes it
Because
easier.
because I know that's how it was in Columbus. The 2 years they had it in Columbus that I went. Like that's what I was kind of hoping. I like when they moved it to New Orleans. I was like, oof.
So yeah, so like that's the like Seattle could hold the regional, they would not hold NAIC. Or if they did, you would have like the main stage somewhere else. It wouldn't be on the same floor and be harder to get to. So like again, looking at it from here, you'd probably have like the main stage in this building, and then like TCG like on a different floor, and then VGC on another floor, and Pokemon Go can be here in this alley. And
In this alley right here. Sorry, Pogo. No one cares.
So I know the logistics of that area. I've set stuff up in there, and I don't think Seattle would be an NAIC thing. You would want somewhere like New Orleans. Portland could hold it, surprisingly. Vancouver, I think could possibly. That is a pretty big flat area, and there's a lot of space there. Orlando for sure, if they did.
Oh yeah.
I think Dallas is on there that they could. Obviously, New Orleans can. I don't think Columbus will ever get it again. It's been outgrown. Oh, we got an issue.
Uh-oh.
We got like one match less and an issue.
I think if they also worked on the online client a lot more and started making possible ways to get invites via that would be interesting. I know there's a lot of naysay on that. But I mean, I think we're gonna have to figure something out because with these tournaments always selling out and then having to, play the lottery and whatnot, gets kind of crazy. Midstream in a dark. Imagine a Pokemon Go player getting robbed midstream in a dark alley.
So actually, I'll bring this up, and this is actually one of those things where I will say this is a this is like a great player thing. I'll call the player out for this. Dionys, I can't say Dionys. Their opponent's game crashed, and they said, "I had no game state in this to win. I cannot take a win like this," and gave their opponent the win.
Wow. Let's give him thumbs up here, folks. Yeah.
Actually, I think he's streaming. Let's go find them. Yeah, right here.
Oh, wow.
So I am going to copy their name real quick.
Guys, go give him a follow. Go over there and give him a follow.
Yeah, we're gonna give him a shout out here for that is something you don't see. I judge a lot, and I see this, and people almost always take the free win. You get people like, if it's early, they're like, yeah, let's play it out. But like this late and not taking the free win, that is pure sportsmanship. If I could have like a sportsmanship award and give it out every night, that would be right there.
Yeah, I'll give him a shout out, give him a follow. I'm gonna butcher that name.
Dionys. Yeah.
Dionys.
We'll call him Ardonis, so bonus. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I give him double bonus for playing Goldango as well. I give him props on that.
So at least talking about the tournament right now instead of in-person tournament, which again, like I hope online. This whole thing, the whole Doom Championship Series, I'm working on. I need to just do a straight, just me talking into a camera about what I did for the year, what we attempted to do, and everything else. TWFJDev, thank you for the follow. Is that there is interest in an online client or online play, and even if you don't count it towards in-person points, having a series will do it. Like, let's see how many unique players we've got in the Doom Championship Series this year.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I thought this was just a really awesome like idea and plan setup. It's just such a cool thing.
3,728 unique players over 66 tournaments with a total of 10,359 players to get all together.
Wow.
So that is what we're looking at. And this is public. You can just look at this right now.
So for some of the people maybe out here not realizing, maybe new to the tournament structure or tournaments in general, you basically run your tournament point structure basically like the real life ones, correct?
Yeah, you can see all the point structure here. We had to kick in. I had to look up cup kicker numbers because it became a thing because the tournaments run bigger than almost all cups. And there's kickers up to top 64.
And those Tournament of Dooms, those are your Fridays. Those are considered like your cups, basically.
Yeah, those are essentially a cup. Challenge of Doom is considered your challenge. And then we have the quote-unquote regional championships where it is a best of 3 over the weekend. And
with the day two as well, just like a real regional.
Straight day 2.
Gotcha.
Which you can actually sign up for that. And hey, even talking about it, I can show you some of the prizes for the 6th regional championship. Yeah, this is the 6th one we've run. Here is your champions map for this one. Usually we do with the newest set, something connected. We lucked out, like everything's been in order. Like we did Charizard when Charizard came out. We did Lugia and Lugia come out. Like everything's just like right then. This one's like a one behind, but this Mewtwo is there because I'm like we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the first time we did break once for Terapagos, and this is another break. So at least in the style, I have 2 Generation 1s all the way up to 5. You can technically call this 6, I guess, because there's a Mega Mewtwo.
True, there is. And everyone for checking this out, like the best thing about these is like now obviously we saw with the challenge, there is a cap there. But for your Friday events and for these regionals, you do not have caps on them, correct?
No caps whatsoever. Because you can see this Fridays, right now we got 34 people already signed up. That's almost as much as ones that are playing tomorrow. Like already, like just people signing up already. And I'm talking to Limitless in general to get put on the front page. So when you go,
and that's such.
When you go to play.limitless.cg or whatever,
song now.
Boom, you would see Doom tournament stuff.
Exactly, and keep that in mind, like. Just keep that in mind, everybody. Like, one of the cool things about these online tournaments is that, the best part of it all is they're free. You don't have to sit there. You don't have to spend money for an entry on top of travel, on top of a hotel stay and all that. It's all from the comfort of your own home, playing online against people around the world. Because as you can see, we get all the, it's showing all the flags here of your players from where they're at. So, yeah, like I think it's a great option for players that maybe don't have the funds to do, or the capital to, take weekends off to go to these big events. And it's such a cool opportunity for people.
Yeah. And I think that's where there's a need for this also, not even just like capital. You have people with physical disabilities or even just bad locations. Like,
exactly.
I have a friend who lives like in Saskatchewan. And he's like at least a 2-hour drive to his nearest cup. Also, Jojo Killer 57s or 777777777. Thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. Every time you take money from Jeff Bezos, Angel gains a swings. Also, Baby Metal, I really badly want to see. They're on my list of bands I want to see. But yeah, there's just a lot to go here. The client has gotten better. I keep track of how many judge calls we have per week and what they are based off of. Everything we've gotten tonight, only one of them was due to a game bug. We've had 9 judge calls, only 1 to a game bug.
I feel like the online client's gotten a lot better on updating and maintaining bugs and situations since the beginning, because we all remember, I mean, a lot of us might remember when Guardy first came on it and it just had that like really bad bug of like not wanting to grab stuff from the discard. And for the most part, I feel like they really get onto the bugs and issues. You don't see a whole lot of them on release anymore. But are we still waiting for that other? Or are we ready? Are we about to go into the next round?
We are waiting on one last game here. I'm giving them just a little bit of leeway because it looked like they were ready to report, then something happened.
Gotcha.
And I'm just making sure that there's no issues. I usually give about 2.5 minutes. Just again, also because like you talked about the Guardy bug. The Guardy bug, actually, I gave someone a loss and then found out more about how the Guardy bug worked, and I gave them the win afterwards. The Guardy bug was 100% your opponent leaving the game.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
See, because I remember playing a couple bit with Guardian at doing it, and then there was another Guardy bug like that happened a couple months ago that it kind of made me laugh, but I could understand why it would be frustrating. My opponent went to set up a Screamtail for game, and they went to go to attach the energies, and then like it would do this thing where it would like glitch and put another damage counter on it to knock itself out. And then so my opponent Night Stretcher did it, and it did it again, and then they scooped, and I was like, oh, I should have lost that, huh? But yeah, bugs can definitely be frustrating though.
Yeah, so like that was the other one we've had to deal with. A lot of times if you have a disconnect, and if it's early enough, we just do a reset. The reset
That's
is fair. If you've ever been in one of the tournaments, is where the person who had the disconnect, we still have to like quote unquote punish you, give you a thing, even though it's out of your hands, because the other player, they had no control over it either. So they get to choose first or second, and they get a free mulligan, where their opening hand is bad, and it has to be their opening hand. They can't top deck and go, oh, I hate this. They can restart the game and just play it like it's normal afterwards. Because what had happened that brought this up was we had someone had an awesome hand. They even showed me the screenshot. I was like, oh God, that is the hand you want to open. Then they restarted the game, and then their next opening hand was bad. And I'm like, how is that fair?
Yeah, it can, like I said, obviously the online client will still have some of its follies, but I mean, for what it's worth, being able to still play online and, and then with Limitless creating their, platform to run these events, it's just an awesome opportunity just to get out there and play some more Pokemon. And honestly, it can even be helpful as a tool for prepping, whether you actually do make live events or you kind of want to get the feel of how a tournament is for your first time. I know I get a lot of people who sometimes come out to events for their first time and might not know what's going on. Granted, the big rule I always have to remember telling people is don't always believe that the ruling online is correct in real life, because once again with those bugs. Right.
You get different ones. Let's go with Hyakijin with Garchomp versus Mr. Box Charizard Pidgeot. So let me go ahead and move us there.
All right.
And also, funny enough, I did meet Aiden here because his name's on there. Hyakijin in Portland, and I meant to bring my Fuecoco stickers with me, and then I looked and I didn't have them.
Oh no!
I was like, oh, I forgot all my giveaways.
Wah wah.
Yeah. It was the Fab Coco. If you don't know what the Fab Coco one is, it's Fuecoco with very long, very luxurious hair.
Fuecoco's a wild, design Pokemon from this generation that, like every generation, I've always been a water type starter for the most part, minus, maybe 2 gens. I think, Trico is my other favorite. But Fuecoco's, the type where, Like, I still went with the Quaxley. Like, I still loved Quaxley's design, but Fuecoco is just like, he's just there. He's just chilling. He's vibing without a care in the world or possibly a brain cell, but he's just like there, and he's there to let you know we're all having a good time. So,
okay, you look at an orange cat, and Fuecoco is the embodiment of an orange cat.
yep, I can totally agree with that.
See, like every single table's gone like screwed up. I'm gonna fix that for Friday, but we'll just deal with it tonight.
Trash Goat, the most important rule for in-person events is shower before going. True. Now, I haven't had that much of an issue with real-life events for Pokemon. I think for other games, I've kind of seen it a little bit more, but I think for the most part, I haven't had that issue.
At Pokemon Regionals, there's been a few, not that many, that I've run into. Who was it? Oh, it was Poseidon, one of our other Tuesday casters. If you haven't followed Poseidon, she's a VTuber. I actually met her in Portland too. Real fun. I was like, should I get VTuber branded like deodorant and give it to people when they wear it then? They don't want the win enough. Oh my god.
They can't handle my stench. It just means they don't want. Oh my gosh.
I will say the worst stench I've ever ran into was a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament that I walked into. I didn't go to it on my own. It was at a card shop. I was going in, and it was a small card shop. It was one of those like the size of like a really long closet. Like it didn't have a lot of width to it, so there was enough room to put like a table in the middle and people on both sides and kind of scoop beside them, kind of to get to like the cases. I opened that door and they had like the fan blowing out and you could smell it from the street.
Blech. Yeah, that happened to my wife once. She went to go look up for like a Christmas gift for me, and sure enough, like she's like, yeah, I went to this one store and they had like a Yu-Gi-Oh event and I'm never going back. I go, you had me at Yu-Gi-Oh, so it looks like it was just a pass on
they did
Mr.
bench the Pidgey.
Box. Yes, the Pidgey, but just a pass after that, which
not good.
Which yeah, especially because you didn't even get I mean, if you were going to do a bench, at least it could have been like a Charmander to go get going. And the fact too that now that's the thing. Obviously, the Cynthia deck does have a little bit of a slow pace when it comes to building up to that Garchomp, but once that Garchomp comes in and you get those tools on it, those the bands, and you get more Roserade set up, it can square up against Charizard, I tell you.
And we do see Arvin.
I think we're on round 4 at the moment.
Yes, we are currently on round 4. We have 2 more rounds, and I did announce round 4 is up. Yep, I did. All right, make sure that. And we got 2 more rounds to go. And this last one took a little bit of time because like we had 2 games up, and it was like super quick. Now this Mr. Box setup now looks a lot better.
It looks a lot better. The only thing I would say is having to TM Evo with the Fezandipity, and the fact that Fez has that weakness to fighting does seem kind of hurts a little, but they're going to have that Charizard ready to go next turn, and they're going to be swinging for big enough damage to or numbers to hopefully get things going. Now, do you feel like the TM was worth it just for one? Like, I guess obviously Charizard always runs one Charmeleon. I just feel like I want to get the full worth of the TM, but I mean I can understand at the same time.
Like usually you'd also get a Pidgeot or a Pidgeotto as part of that.
Yeah.
And you had to get set up. You're like a little bit behind. So if you get a Charmeleon out, now all you have to do is find a Charizard to attack. But you're probably going to lose the Pheasantipede this turn.
Honestly, I think you're going to lose the Fez this turn, and I think they're going to, if they get the power weight down, which it looks like they're going for. Ooh, that Watchtower. Watchtower is such a crazy card for being that, just even if you don't use it, even if you're trying to use it for like smaller stuff like Fan Rotom or like the knocked-out lines, just like it really hinders that Pidgeot, especially the fact that Charizard doesn't play a lot of stadiums like it used to now. So like you're gonna hope they can try to grab like the I think what a lot of times they play maybe Jamming Tower, maybe Artazone mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Like part of me wishes like Jamming Tower was playing in more decks. I do feel like possibly we might see Tool Scrapper see a bit more. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we will see a lot of a Scrapper unless there's some item card that comes out that absolutely you need it for.
I did have a fun interaction with TM Evo on Friday because of the fact that Jamming Tower was in play. You can attach it and leave it on there because the card is blank. So I was able to save it for later. But yeah, I think Tool Scrapper might need to be played for stuff like this. Now, granted, Cynthia's Garchomp isn't big yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone finds a way to. A lot of decks tend to have a certain code per cracking that once you get it, it can become really solid.
Or you end up with something coming out that all of a sudden it becomes better.
That too. Yep.
Because like Marnie's Grimmsnarl all of a sudden essentially cracked the code for Pheasant the Snowgrave, your your Monkey Dory Frostlass.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, why a lot of people are starting to play that basket, which makes me laugh because when that basket came out, I almost wanted to play that in something like what was it that was doing stuff? I think it was like Lost Box at the time, or playing it to prevent Lost Box from doing silly stuff. And like now you can see like people went to it because of stuff like Grimmsnarl. Now I think here, I think they can get the knockout if they get the other Roserade set up. That's the thing too with that Cynthia's Garchomp is the fact that it has a free retreat, so you can go into the Spiritomb whenever you want to is super like clutch as well. That's true. The protein shake that comes out with Mega Lucario.
Which the question becomes, does Gardevoir just become even better with Mega Gardevoir?
I think for a slight minute it will, because it will have both Guardies. And then I think once it rotates, I feel like possibly not, because the new Guardie hits for 50 times each energy you have in play. And without that other Guardie bringing energy into play for you to do that, it's like it won't be able to keep up. I think the one thing that some people brought up, I think it was Andrew Mahone brought it up, was the fact that you can, I forget what the supporter's name is, that lets you evolve straight into a Pokemon without a rule box.
The
gross effect of doing that with Lucario, with Mega Lucario, because then Mega Lucario, I think for one energy attacks and like draws cards, and then the second one is just like hits, and I don't think you can use it again, kind of like Garchomp. Yes, the first true. The Guardie's first attack can excel, but I think with something like, if you go up against something like Grimmsnarl, you just take the L and move on, because they're just going to swing for one hit KO, and then leave you trying to set up again.
Talking about where to find future cards, justinbasil.com is pretty good. And really, like the next set coming out, there's 3 cards been revealed. Premium Power Pro, Mega Lucario, Mega Gardevoir.
Yeah, that's going to be the set after, I believe, the black and white sets.
Yeah, it will be our post-world set.
Yeah.
So we will probably, I wouldn't be surprised we got more teasers for it at Worlds, because like we got the what? No, when did we get? Did we get Mega as a teaser last year? No, we got Journey Together as the teaser, right?
No, we did. I think we got both of them. Because I'm pretty sure that after the black and white set is where our sets go into the mega. Like it's still Scarlet and Violet, but it's the mega sets. It'll be.
Yeah. Because they'll technically be the ZA set, but they won't change it to ZA.
Yeah. Stellar on that, Salvatore, it's just, it can't evolve into Pokemon with abilities, so you can still use it for rule box stuff, but I think a majority of the rule boxes tend to have abilities for the most part, like minus like Garchomp or so, but like Garchomp doesn't need it because of the fact that it just finds its own pieces within itself.
There was some people playing it in Dragapult where they would get the Dracloak out and then use that to get the Dragapult out and attack that same turn.
There we go, yeah.
I would not be surprised if they dropped the Scarlet and Violet branding after Black and White. But it would be weird because I don't think they've ever done that.
See, the last time I believe they've switched from a set name from one to the other, I believe it was the Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Diamond Pearl used to do it because they did Diamond Pearl and then they switched to Platinum. And then Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or was it Heart Gold, Soul? It was one of those sets that did it as well. But then after that, they always still kept their naming for the most part. Because I know Black and White all the way to the end did it. X and Y did it. Sword and Shield did. Even when they released the V-Stars, it still said what it was.
Yeah, because the show, as I'm looking, Diamond and Pearl, and then Platinum had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets altogether. I think one of them was a Rumble set, which was like all promo cards, so like 4.
Yeah, because I actually have the Lucario promo from that.
Because the other was Pop Series 9, which is also a promo set.
Yeah, Pop Series would be the equivalent of what we have our prize packs.
Then Heart Gold had 1, 2. Well, this is weird because the way they put it is like different. They had 4 plus Call of Legends. Okay, so that was 5. But Call of Legends was a reprint set, wasn't it?
I think there is when they started doing the doing those like Suedo like reprint end of set blocks. Kind of like what is it? Legendary Treasures and like Crown Zenith and whatnot. So it looks like they owned them down. This is not looking good for Zard because the fact that everything has enough damage to take the KO.
Even
they just went for the corkscrew.
Even on top of that, they KO'd their Pidgeot with the Spirit Tomb. Yeah, because I'm looking at them all, and they almost all have about the same amount of cards and promos and everything in them. Especially sent Sun Moon into Sword Shield. Like even Detective Pikachu was considered Sun Moon.
Oh yes, it was.
I don't think it had the Sun and Moon branding on it. I don't remember.
No, it didn't. It did. That's one of those sets it didn't because it was based off of some other, like it was its movie, obviously whatnot. But
yeah, because I think.
But otherwise, if you look,
I think Generations also lacked the XY.
Yes, you are correct. Generations didn't have it either. But I think those were the only 2 sets. Everything else had them.
Yeah.
So-
I can't think of anything.
Oh no!
No, is that a monkey dory?
Goodbye, Cleffa.
And the thing is, yeah, I think the mini sets don't have a thing to it. Like I'm looking up the packs right now.
Well, I know
No, it says-
151 still said it.
Yeah, no, it's a Scarlet Violet Shrouded Fable.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know 151 had it.
Did my Mariners sweep the Guardians over the weekend? Yes. And then they beat up the Boston Red Sox today with Cal Raleigh hitting a grand slam. And taking the lead back for the home run chase. Big dumper.
Yeah, I think Zard
Really
Zard
bad.
is not really bad spot right here.
Because I don't think the Zard has anything else to. Well, they might have a jamming tower. So I didn't. I saw they had a stadium out. I missed which one it was.
I think even with the jamming tower, well, I don't even think it hits enough with the jamming tower. And they're already down 2 and with 130 damage on it. Because I think right here, depending on what they draw, they just need a fighting energy to finish off this Charizard. So if they have like maybe a Vessel. Yeah, I wonder if they're looking at their options and realizing they don't really have anything. Spiritomb, I feel like, is another card that's always had a lot of interesting cards.
Yeah. I like the design of Spiritomb in general, so.
So it looks like they outed them out of what they had. They have the counter catcher. Okay. Do they have a jamming tower? Nope, they just want the... Well, they're going to have the knockout there anyway. But yeah, I think that's game anyway. Well, no, because they don't.
No.
Oh yeah, they can't attack with the Spiritomb. They need the fighting energy to finish it. And there it is.
It's Luminous Energy.
What a top deck.
No, they're still 10 off. Oh, no, it didn't matter.
Yeah, because they had both. Yeah, they had enough damage. They already had 130 on it, so.
Yeah, so no, they just won there anyways.
Yeah.
Womp. All right, let's go ahead and move ourselves back to the Caster Cave. All
do
right.
what it needs to do when it's ran correctly.
All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and update the standings where everything's going. Currently waiting on 2 matches left. 15 minutes left in the round.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Once these get going, things
You are
get
not
going.
kidding. Yeah. And one of them is a 3-3 at the moment.
Yeah.
3-0 matchup.
And the other one's Paparazzi. Let's see if we can get Paparazzi's stream to pop open real quick. We can just watch his Twitch. Yeah, bring him on for a casting again. It's just like, just timing wise doesn't work out for whatever reason. That's actually one of the hardest things because I'm West Coast based and everything's so much later.
I just realized this is another deck that probably hurts this is the with the Monkey Dory and the Frostlass.
Yes.
Yeah, because look at all that damage and then you're going to just hit and...
There's a Shadow Bullet. Incandescent Body burns them, but you're KO'd there. Ping ping onto the Reverum. So Reverum is going to get KO'd here soon.
Yeah, so he doesn't survive the burn, but I mean...
Oh, there goes one.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Oh, this is a hard call.
Well, the fact that they have another Grimmsnarl already set up doesn't matter. They're already basically in a checkmate.
You would you would need like a boss or a counter catcher, and then you would need to hit really well off that one Matang.
Yeah.
I don't know if they play counter catcher. Because then you could do is bring up any one of those.
How many energy are though in the discard? Because the deck runs
11.
20.
So,
And they only have. This hand is weird right now. Like they have to discard the energy to hopefully hit whatever they need off the draw. All I could think of is maybe seeing if there's anything to thin out with Artisan, or see what's left in the deck.
Okay, they already looked at the deck with the Buddy Buddy Poffin.
Yeah. So I think now at this point, do we Reverum and I guess Reverum and a prayer?
Ooh. That does get you get some Matang.
Another, yeah.
Like nothing you have survives the turn.
Yeah. If there was a way to take off the bench and this knock it out, which is the only way would be that counter catcher. Well, there's 2 energy. But they don't have anything else. That's the only issue. They don't have like nothing they can play to.
Like, do they play counter catcher? I don't think they do.
I don't think. Well.
Yeah, and they just lose this turn now because they get pinged.
Yeah. Like the best option could have been is if you had like another. I forget the basic for Reverum down, and you could have like corroded up and then put the other one down. Yeah. Still, that was pretty close.
Yeah. Let's see. 2 bosses.
No, 2 bosses and that's it.
Makes sense. This deck's pretty basic. Phantom is going pretty well. Got my Tuesday tourney going. All right. That was the last match. Round 5 is up.
I think it's 5 rounds or 6?
6. We have one more after this.
Gotcha.
We haven't had Biz Quick on tonight, but we also see Draco is up against Poliert. He will ask for the finals.
Wasn't Draco playing the just simple item lock build?
Yeah.
Nice.
Seeing who else we have. I was seeing where Biz Quick was if he didn't drop. 2/2 Cyril Edge versus Grimmsnarl. I think that might be worth a good watch. It's something a little different right before we see what 6-0. Plus, I've been bringing like Cyril Edge on every week because he keeps talking it up. And I'm like, okay, let's see. Bring it on.
Thank you, Stellar, for reminding me that it's Varoom that evolves into Reverum.
I mean, he's won 2 matches in a row.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you might have had a restart.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens. If not, Bizquick, if you're still in chat, like your stream failed for a second, please fix your stream, man. No, it's all good.
Ceruledge is one of those decks like I've really wanted to take to an event just to like mess with and whatnot. And so many cool decks have come out over the last couple sets that I feel like they should have almost the complete potential to be really solid, and then they just seem to fall in weird spots.
All right, I just messaged him in chat. We'll see if he sees. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I did it there. I could always go into his game chat too. Like it's showing like in the little preview a little bit. Okay. As a subject, we good now? We'll see if it works. I know his stream works. It's worked in the past. No issues.
Show me potato salad.
Failed again. Ah.
Ew.
Tuesdays.
Just as bad as Mondays.
It's gonna be a weird week because we got tomorrow off. No, not tomorrow. Thursday off, and then go back in Friday.
That is always weird, like days off throughout the week, especially with like holidays.
I prefer it when it's like a Wednesday. Cause go in, off, in. At least it's like 2 days in a row. There we go.
Hey. All right.
Like we've got
looks like
a whole bunch of
that's a solid energy dump right there.
Any weird mishaps yet from the update? Nothing really bad yet. You know what?
So
I will check Trust Your Pilot real quick. He's usually on top of that.
So it looks like he's doing a deck search, making sure, see what's prized. Looking to grab the Char Cadet. I don't know if I would have went for that Char Cadet. I think I would have tried to set up the Rev Room. Oh, well, to be fair, if they went, they're probably going to swing if they go Rare Candy into it. But if it's only the first turn, then no, I probably would have went the the Vroom route.
No new bugs popping up yet.
Well, that's good. Yeah, the big keyword, yet.
I mean, any game's going to have like a bajillion bugs sometimes. Let's see, like now I'm realizing. Oh, wait, no, you can see their cards. Never mind. I thought the opponent card number was hidden. Every game at this point now, because of how complex they get, it's just going to have bugs. It's just whatever it is. Like, I like watching Five Nights at Freddy's runs. Like, I've been watching them since they started, like 10, 15 years ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. It was well over 10 years ago when the first one dropped. The newest one came out. I do not know if this Iona was good. That had to have been bad.
Yeah. Oh my.
Someone figured out a bug, and you could speed run the whole game in less than 5 minutes.
For Five Nights?
No. For the newest one, which is they moved to 3D.
Oh yeah, I seen that where it's like, yeah, it's like first person 3D.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
They like pop into like a locker, and then like if you do it a certain way, it like knocks you above the map, and then you can like quick save and exit and come back, and it loads you like in the last map of the game to win.
Interesting.
Like it's a weird bug, and like someone figured it out within like a day. And it's just like, wow. Oh, we're gonna see a retreat here.
Well, yeah, which is a solid call to dump that energy. Yeah, I think here you go. I think they might have enough to go for the Grim.
Yeah, you want the Grim.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, they needed that dump just to get enough for the knockout, so.
Hey, Bizquick plays the deck every week. He knows the ins and outs.
Well, I thought it was cool because I know Ross played it this weekend, and but I think the stream I saw he didn't wind up winning. But I feel like it seems like a solid deck, especially now that like there's no really like fearful water Pokemon in play. So it looks like they're gonna super odd back probably that other Grim or that other Impidimp. Yep, and the more Grim. He's like, well, if I'm just gonna Evo again. Ah, so they are playing 2 more Grim. Like I said, I tested a little bit of Piper's List from this past weekend, and I just thought it was interesting that it ran a 1-2 line instead of a 3-2-3.
I have played 0 games with Marnie's Grimmsnarl.
I think I played enough that I could see why it's like, see why it was good and hyped and whatnot. It just makes sense. I mean, it's still a solid deck. Just because it didn't perform at NAIC, I mean, it's still, I think one at least made top 16 or top 8, I thought.
There we go. Okay. So when we had an issue where we had, like they kind of their check-in button didn't pop up, but they still chatted, and I had just reset the game and make sure their opponent was still there. Because some people see, oh, my opponent didn't show, and they just dip like right off the bat. And sometimes there's an issue or something else. And you know what? That's legit. There's 5 minutes kind of thing. It's like if your opponent showed up like at 6 minutes after an in-person thing or something, right?
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it's just is what it is.
Here's the thing. They've got a nice setup now with the monkeys ready to go and an extra Grim in the back. But the only thing that stinks is they don't have any extra damage to move around, so and I feel like in these matchups with the monkeys, I think it always comes down to who has more monkeys out that can like just negate everything. And that's why Grim just runs those 3 or so. Do another deck check here, seeing what we can get off these. Now, this hand, oh my god, ooh. Well, oh no. This hand would have been nicer if they would have had Reverum in play, but... Guess move those. See, that's the issue. Where do you move them when your opponent has 2 monkeys down? Wow, they're only hitting for 130. Ugh.
Surprisingly, with like failed check-ins, most times people will stay there. Like they'll wait an extra minute, or someone who comes in and chat like right away, we can fix things.
Oh lord, all these monkeys are set up. And the research. I think if they get the other monkey set, oh my gosh. Stop it! This is not looking good for Blizz Quick.
No.
Unless he can get out of this hand, it is going to get ugly really quick. Yeah, he's already got the monkey off the board, and I think if Rod gets another energy on that other monkey, I think it's just he's just going to derail. He's just derailing Blizz this quickly.
Reverum.
Oh, there we go.
Not dead yet.
Not yet. definitely needs to get this. We got the boss.
You could also research here. If you had saved the fire energy, there was a possibility you could
That's
have.
what I was wondering. Like, well, does Rev say it's a basic energy, right? When you discard?
No, I thought it was just A energy.
I was gonna say if it's A energy, I don't know why you didn't get rid of the jet. Well, there's a fire, and there's a Suru. There you go. That way you save that. There you go.
250 is enough. You get the KO here.
Yeah. So he gets the KO here. He's not going to be able to ever set that other monkey up. He's just going to have to let it go.
Yeah, it just says N energy card. So
yeah. So he's going to get that. Oh, he's going to go down to 2. So here's the nice thing, though. So Blitz is on the 222 route, whereas Rod has to go that 1 extra.
Which, as it is right now, they can put 90 onto the Rever Room, but then another 30. They are still 10 short, I think.
I think they're 10 short going into the turn.
Well,
and I think
that's all it takes.
Yeah.
They're going to be 10 short, and then what we see in hand, they should be able. Bisquick here should be able to just dump everything and maybe possibly get a KO.
Yeah, because I think he swung for what, 250?
And even then, 180 isn't enough to knock out the Swirl Edge in front of them. They have to like move damage.
Yeah. This is why prize mapping is so important when you go into your matchups. Like, without the proper prize mapping, you get into weird situations like this where you just, unless you could take multiple knockouts like Grimmsnarl can or like some other ones. See, now, here, that actually was solid because now you're taking away the draw engine, but you just got to hope they can't dump any more energy. Because I'm pretty sure Blitz is playing the blender, is he not, as his ace?
Usually he does. That has been his ace spec for a while now.
That's what I figured. And if he hasn't played it yet, if he can go digging for it, he has not played it yet. So maybe if it's still in the deck.
We do see the Rever Room get moved up into the active, though.
Yeah, I think it's still well. Wait, did they play? They haven't played a supporter yet, have they?
No.
Ooh. Might go on to an Iono and a Prayer at this point.
Devo, okay.
They would get the knockout on that one. They're also trying to set up in case they don't get the... Well, they still have one more monkey to mess around. Well, okay, yeah, they do have one more monkey to set up with, but the Devo wouldn't knock out the other one.
Now the question is how much jet energy. Well, the problem is again, jet energy doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
And we know the Turo. All right, we got.
Because the thing is, he's going to knock out the one with the energy, and now he's going to have to find a way to get that Rever Room out of the active without attaching.
Well, now that they've used the Devo, you just put it back on. You put it back onto the Charcadet. 2-4. At most, you have is 7 energy to work with, 7 damage to move. No, you'll have 3 everywhere. So you'll have 90 to move. Plus, if they've got like another boss's orders.
I think before he decides to do anything, to play this Carmine, he probably wants to go for the Spike Myth so he can shuffle what was sent to the bottom, shuffle it back up.
Yeah, and at this point, you need to evolve that Rever Room anyways.
Yeah. Might as well make
Oh.
them swing.
Well, actually, not so much because they are going to want to move that
Move
damage,
damage.
onto the Sterile Edge.
True, yes. And the fact that that Rev Room has a, 2 retreat cost?
Versus a 1, I would actually Carmine here probably and leave the Rev Room alone. And that way, if they don't, they might take the KO though still regardless. So you might as
Because
well
I don't think they
force
play. They're not playing any switch cards, I assume, right?
it. No.
They do have the jamming tower. I still think I would have Spike Myth before I replaced that jamming tower. Well, they're going to shuffle it anyway with Pal Pad, but... Yeah, he's just going to pass, let him take the try to take the KO on that Reveroom.
Now they could be sitting on boss's orders.
They could be sitting on boss, or even what they could be doing, they could also... Oh, there it is, yep. Because I was going to say the other option was to let damage build up and then just keep moving it and just basically stall until you get the knockout either way. But, I mean, they had boss in hand anyway, so...
There you go. Jordan Brain all that damage and then blow it up with the Grimmsnarl.
Yep. It's wild to think that 180 doesn't seem like that much damage output in this day and age until you add Frostlass and the monkeys.
There we go. Marnie's Grimmsnarl taking the win over Sterile Edge. And let's go ahead and let's move and look at our updated standings here. Because we are actually one round away from ending, and this is actually fairly close to this round. We have 6 more matches left this round. And most of them are moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
So go ahead and update our standings. We have... I have to sneeze. Give me a sec. Excuse me. Let's see who's won. All right. Draco's still playing. TNPJ 5-0. Raucous Mewtwo. So Raucous Mewtwo.
Raucous Mewtwo. Nice.
5-0.
Interesting.
The other one will either be Garchomp or Frostlass Munkidori will be the other 5-0. So that will be your 2 5-0s playing for first place champion. Other than that, 4-1. Our 4-1s tonight, we've got Gholdengo, Dragapult, Raucous Mewtwo. Raucous Mewtwo seems to do so much better online than it did in person. And I don't know. I actually think one of the biggest issues this has is like a good Iono like kills a stack.
True, yeah. This deck is actually like I've been playing a little bit of it online and I really like it. That Spite Ops is just ridiculous, like just for what it does.
There's got to be something that Spite Ops can work with. That's not just Mewtwo.
Yeah. I think if we got more Rockets Pokemon, like that's the only thing. I wish like when they did these gimmicks, we would get a little bit more from like the next set to kind of help. Cause like you got like Journeys Together out of all those trainers Pokemon, the only one that actually did like viable was like the Lily's Clefairy, but otherwise everything else is kind of lackluster. I mean, and Zoroark's kind of doing a thing here and there when it can.
I mean, Cameron Shinoe took it to what? Top 8 with it? I know he's a local too, so I'm like, God dang. We had 2 locals in top make cut. I was like, And we've had 1 winter regional, Cal Connor, so that's another one. So I'm like, oh man, my locals are getting all too good. And then on top of it, our locals, both of them were brother, sister, and junior.
Oh, they were from your locals?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was sitting there watching. I was watching it, and then when one of them made the comment about siblings, I looked up. I was like, I didn't even realize that they both had the last name, and they were siblings.
Yeah. So they're local here, and I think they both had already qualified for Worlds, and now they're like just triple qualified.
Goodness gracious. That's the thing. Some people, if I can express enough with like players either coming in or been playing for a while, like don't ever get intimidated by playing really good players. Like if anything, use that as building experience, because like I remember first starting playing this game and getting people like playing those top people. Like I think in my entire life I played the 2015 national champion. I've played Azul a couple times. I've played Andrew Mahone 2 different times at 2 different regionals, and I've played Michael Pramawat, like 2 or so times. I actually beat Pramawat at a cup. I was playing Zorark Lucario, and he was playing Tapu Bulu, and it literally was just a draw pass for him, starting with the Lele. But yeah, being able to play all those big players, just like it helps your game so much more. Being able just to play those big players and getting those big moments, and yeah, don't ever take it as an intimidation factor. Go in, because even those top players can even have bad days and bad hands in games as well. Because in the end, it's a random numbers game, and who knows, you can learn a lot from it.
Yeah, it's always luck. There's always something with luck.
Yeah.
You call luck or RNG however you want to. But
yeah. I think the funny story I had against Azul was I was playing Lost March back when Lost Thunder released, and I had to play him in Top Cut, but I had a deck list error, so I had a game 1 loss. And it was funny because my buddy's running the tournament, and I wound up losing that match anyway. And he's like, yeah, he just looks at me and goes, yeah, it's one thing to have to play Azul, but it's another thing to have to play automatically behind. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. I'll take that. So
yeah, my favorite game I played against a player like that was I played against Piper in a Gardevoir Mirror. I've told the story a bajillion times. I always tell it for every new caster. And some people who haven't been around. We're playing Gardevoir Mirror round 1. Game 1, I can never remember which one of us scooped first, but we in game 1 and 2, one of us prized both Gardevoirs.
Oh, good lord.
And we both scooped super quick, because there's no way you're winning that matchup after that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then game 3 was a race to see who could get. We were both dead drawing with like Kirlias and like no energies. And then finally, like, they like finally hit like an Iono and got everything and won the game. It was the quickest Gardevoir Mirror I have ever played in my life.
And that's when you had the good Kirlia, you're actually drawing your deck.
We were just finding nothing. And it was just like, wow. And the thing is, like, I tell the story, and like, have you ever heard the joke, like, to me, it was a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like in Piper side, to me, it was a Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, that's like, yeah. And then it's crazy because you wind up making, like, you kind of make some good friendships out of a lot of that stuff. Because, like, I know with Pram, I used to travel a lot of the times to the Indianapolis area, because it's only like where I was living originally, it was like a 2-hour trip. Then I moved up a little more further north, so it was like 3-hour trip. But I knew, I felt like I got a lot better at the game when I played down there, because those cups were always stacked. You had Pram, you had Azul, you had like multiple other players too, and to be able to like top cut those cups and events with those big names, like, I felt like that was a win in and of itself alone, because you're like, man, you had to play 5 rounds against these guys to get there. And so, like, don't ever take your, like, I always try to tell my players, new, old, whatnot, like, don't ever take any win as just a, hey, I won, move on, or any event, like, win like that, because it's just, it shows, like, hey, I think I can compete with this guy. It's kind of like a morale boost as well.
So we got round 6 going. I'm asking the 2 5-0s if one can stream. If they can, great. If they can't, great. It's all fine. I will also
I really
ask.
I really want to see that match.
I'm also going to ask Draco versus Alex Tominga. Like that's a 4-1 versus 4-1. That's Frostless Monkey Dory versus Charizard Pidgeot because those are both interesting decks. I will see if they can. If they can, great. If they can't, no. Oh, looks like one of them is TNPJ. So we are good. So we will go down there and we will watch that 5-0 match. And if the 4-1s can, great as well. Awesome. So I do try to like to end out with the 5-0s just because it's the 5-0s, right? It's like
it is.
It's the closest thing you can have to a championship game. This one. And then I gotta double check what their decks are. Garchomp versus Rocket's Mewtwo. And
I feel like this is interesting because I know Garchomp has that big hefty HP with the tool. But I know the Rocket Spite Ups can hit that for weakness.
All right, I'll have it up for everyone here in just a second. They have done the coin flip and everything else. I am just doing my overlay stuff. There we go. It's all set.
So they do have a Proton in hand, which is super helpful, and they have the energy to start, and the stadium. Oh boy, they can really. Oh, they are playing the. Okay, they're playing the. They are playing the Lily and Pheasantipity, but I think at this point you're just always going to go for the Spite Ops in this matchup.
As many Spite Ups as you can.
Exactly. The update in this game made me laugh when they released Destined Rivals, and every time you play Team Rocket stuff, it's like that retro the piano music.
Oh, I never hear it because I always have the sound off. Maybe you know what? I will turn the stream volume up for this.
I can hear it in this one. I did hear it in their matchup.
All right, so like I think it shows up for everyone else because it is through Discord. So if you haven't heard it, we'll probably hear it in a second. Then I'll turn it back down.
Trash Go, any cup I play in is automatically considered stacked.
I'm trying to remember how many people we have show up for like cups that have all qualified for Worlds. I think we're up to like, at any point, this current setup of Worlds, we're up to like 10 sometimes.
Yeah, our locals consist of the guys that were playing before the locals even started, and it's only like a handful of us. Where I live it's kind of weird. Where I live, you always have to travel 45 minutes to an hour to get to like cups and stuff.
I can travel anywhere from like 10 minutes and to more than. It just depends.
So it looks like they got a decent setup with the TM Evo. So they're gonna rock it probably into the.
There it was. That was
the petrol.
That was the rocket sound, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like da da da, and it's like the organ.
Yeah. Okay, I'm turning that back off. Yeah, I gotta look at the standings. I don't remember how many were there. Someone posted like everyone who made it like today. I don't remember who posted it though. Oh, it was the Beach Court guys. I'm trying to remember which one.
He did go for the secret box, so I think you have 2 good targets at least. He's gonna get. Oh, this is tough with the secret box. Like, I guess that's okay because there's not many stadiums played in Cynthia's Garchomp.
No. Thank you, Daycamp. There's been a lot of people have been trying to figure out all the people who are tied if they're getting in or not based off play points. The latest I read, what I've read from it was everyone gets in. But it's one of those things where like people are just like taking what it is and like not sure. Like, where is it? It says this is the wording, the last wording I've read from it is invitations will be awarded to all Pokemon TCG players in good standing who are greater or equal to the required leaderboard standing listed above. Players who earn direct invitations to the World Championships do not count against our rating zone's invitation slots. You see, that's the thing, Daycap. Some people are getting different things from the email. Like that's the wording that came from an email. So like they just need to come out fully and say this is it. Because it would suck if you don't have that many play points. Like if you go and do regionals or something, you can't go to league every day. Because there's what? From the chart with Eric, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people tied for 125th.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I think this is what a lot of people were talking about when they switched to this point system, that like you were going to have this weird predicament going on now. I had something like that happen to me too, Trash Code. I went to a cup in Indy and who was it? He's one of the casters right now. He was just casting this weekend. I can't remember his name now. I'm like blanking for a moment. But we wound up getting paired and ID'd as well.
Yeah, Daycamp's on one of the tied ones. Is Christopher Butler. Like to me, I don't know if play points are the way to do the tiebreaker.
That was a rough reset stamp. I guess you just set another one up. But I don't think he has any other more energy in the discard. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, the issue I see with right now with the Rockets deck is unless you're playing from behind and you can play Defiant, even with a full bench, you're not hitting this. You're not hitting this Garchomp for the one-hit KO. He's just going to do the 160 and leave it at that.
I definitely think they need a little bit more with the system. Like talking about maxing out cups and not going to them anymore. And like some other people were going to cups because they had maxed out, but they were chasing stipends.
Yeah.
And they're like, now I'm messing up other people's like points totals because I'm trying to get my stipend. But at the same time, you shouldn't worry about that stuff. If a player's good enough to make worlds, they should be able to make worlds.
Yeah, like I get it. Like they needed to find a way to limit, like because of the way the increases were going. But I don't know. There's got to be some other way to use other platforms to get things going too. Well, they're gonna activate the Archer now, so they'll be able to swing with it. Once again, this is where we see that they got the other Spidops, they got another one. Discard that, get two more, and then probably get that other Spidops going? Well, no, he's already going to hit for the KO. 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, 150. Yeah, they're already hitting for the KO here. They're going to get the Fez down too. I feel like Fez could possibly be a liability here in this game, but sometimes you got to draw. You got to draw what you need. Okay, there's the Mimikyu and the other Spidops. Oh, it gave 5, the ICs did? Yeah, that is kind of, that sucks.
Yeah. And like, there's always going to be issues with the system.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's why I like speaking about them, making, counter capture into the Fez.
Yep. Oh no.
The Wobbuffet.
Oh, they don't have the energy. They don't have the, that's why.
Oh.
They didn't have the energy to attack.
Well, you got a Rocket's transceiver now. You just go ahead and go get yourself a Giovanni.
Yeah. Do you take out the, what? Do you maybe take out a Roserade so they can't swing for big numbers? That's, yeah, and then put yourself down to the even 2 prizes. That was a big whiff on Chusa? Sorry if I said that wrong. On Chusa's part, that was a big whiff there, whiffing that energy.
I mean, they essentially got Ionoed. It was Rocket's Ionoed.
Yes. Now you gotta hope it's top deck and a prayer, I guess. Unless they had a supporter from that last one. See, this is where I see a lot of people talking about the Garchomp, like, is it worth the extra HP over the Power Glass or another way to excel? Yeah, if they're sitting here, I don't know. I don't think they know what they want to do. If anything, retreating to a 1. Well, there's the energy now, but even still, you're going to only hit for like, what, 130, I think, with the Roserade?
All right.
Oh, there's another boss.
Delivery catch
They're
up.
going to take the KO.
I mean, you have to now. You have to try to go 2-2-2.
Yeah.
But they're what, 1 Giovanni away from winning?
Possibly? Because, like, oh, I just realized that. Because the one on the bench, the one Garchomp on the bench doesn't have a tool on it. But I think even still, 3, 6, 9, Telechild. Well, no, it wouldn't even hit for knockout. Wait, no, 3. Yeah, it would hit for knockout. But they have no way of reaching for that other Giovanni at the moment.
I mean, you could thin your deck. Maybe try with a Pheasantipity.
Well, the problem is you wouldn't hit the numbers because it's for each Rockets Pokemon in play, so you're minus 30 as well. They're going this route then. I mean, they could go into the Rockets factory. There's the receiver for next turn. Yeah, because with this here, even if they go 2 energies, they can't one-hit KO that Mewtwo, even if they use the second attack. Oh no, they're just choosing to pass, so they don't give damage either for the. Oh, the Spiritomb could have countered knockout. They could have retreated into Spiritomb if he had damage on there, so that was actually a solid play there. Because they know they can't take 2 prizes this turn. Exactly, Stellar. Oh, there's the tool. There's the tool to save it for now, but I'm trying to think. That bangle that comes out in
The new one.
in the. I think it hits, but it just can't be attached to rule box Pokemon. Correct.
Right. It is non-rule box. It's just straight up. It looks like it's going to make Ethan's Typhlosion better. Like
it might be good in this deck too, being able to hit it with the Spidops.
It might make some of these team ones better.
Yeah. Are they going to go? Oh, they're trying to set up. I can see now they're trying to set up the Roserade. And what this does also is mitigates damage output on Spidops. Because now I don't think they have a way to get the one-hit KO. There's that charm, but I mean, they're just a boss away at this point. I guess they're going to hope they don't have another boss or so in play.
Yeah, I think that's the only play you have left.
Yeah. I think there's also possibly if they swing and don't get the knockout, try to go into the Wobbuffet. Well, let's see if they've got game here. Let's see if it slams down the boss for game. Show me boss. If they had boss, they would have slammed it by now.
You think so? You think so? We actually had a complaint a couple days ago, last week that someone didn't do that right away, and they decided to spam emojis.
Yeah, that's pretty doo doo.
Yeah. Which we haven't seen any emojis. Oh, so we
no,
see Arven.
We went for the Arven. What?
Do they have a? Oh no, they don't. They don't have enough. They don't have enough without the Roserade.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: that the Wobbuffet, when it moves damage, does it move it to anybody or just the active?
Just the active.
Okay. I guess they're trying to set up the other Roserade if they just do the Evo.
But they can't put any one prizers up there. And their 2 Garchomps have everything on them, have items attached.
Yeah. Yeah, they only went for the 70. They want to clean up next turn.
Do they have any Giovannis left? They do.
They do! Dude, this is why that Rockets Trans receiver is ridiculous.
I know. And make sure you put up the free retreater and then
yeah. And there goes Team Rocket comes out on top tonight.
There's only one match
this morning.
Yeah, it's still tonight for me. So.
True.
but we will have only one match left after this. They got set up really late, but it's a pair of 2-3, so it doesn't really matter in placement. So we are pretty well set. So let's go ahead and move ourselves here. There we go. And then you can look at the list here. Not much I think we can do much with this. This is pretty standard Team Rocket. Like looking at it. Let's go ahead and update, make sure. There it is. 6-0. Only 1-6-0. I don't care if like the last game's still going because there's no top cut. I'm not waiting on like the last game to finish.
True.
But this looks like the pretty standard. The energy switch. I think it has a little bit more Rockets Giovanni than I usually see. I think I see most of them want to play 2, and it is playing the Clefairy Pheasant Dippity package.
Yeah. Being able to hit those dragon Pokemon for weakness can be crucial.
Yes. So congratulations to our Rockets Mewtwo winner here. It's been winning at least the Tournament of Doom. Rockets Mewtwo's been having a way better showing than it did at NAIC. There was also another thing I was reading while we've been talking about the reason why we didn't see as much Rockets Mewtwo. This is it. This is it. No soy. It was harder to get a hold of the cards.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the way everything's been. I think I've only opened 3 packs from this set, and that's it. Now, granted, I was probably going to go the singles route anyway, but yeah, with the way scarcity's been.
Yeah, and they're just like, this is like a whole deck you have to buy. Like, how many cards in here? 4, 8, 10, like it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And
like, I gotta say, almost half the deck is Team Rocket stuff.
And so then on top of that, like you had like short amount of time trying to get it for NAIC. So if you couldn't get it locally, and some people were like, yeah, I might have played it. Might have, but I didn't because I couldn't get a hold of the cards. And then even then it's like unrefined and like kind of like out there.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing too. When you have new sets coming out right before major tournaments, you're always iffy to run those new decks at those events because, yeah, granted, Japan has had like some of these decks rolling out for a while, but like it's still iffy because of the fact that even here the meta is completely different from over there. Yeah, if you were counting the cards in that deck, it's a little above half the deck is just Team Rocket stuff to make it.
Which even then, I don't even think it's that much.
But I think the only thing that might have a little bit of price is, and I don't even think it's that much right now, it would be the Mewtwo.
$3.50 for it.
Yeah, there you go.
If you grab the top one, $56 now. But again, it's not that expensive. It was like just trying to get it all in time.
Yeah.
But here's our top 8. Go over our top 8 real quick. Rockets Mewtwo, Garchomp, Raging Bolt number 3, Charizard Pidgeot number 4, Goldingo Dragapult number 5, Gardevoir number 6, Frostlass Monkey Dory number 7, and number 8 is Goldingo Dragapult with Joltik Box and Benigma. Which one was this? How did that finish 4-2?
Make it make sense, boys and girls. Yeah, how did I kind
of wish I watched the stack now. Should have brought it out. But with that, we're going to get ready here to call it a night. Any last minute promotion you want to give out there, Gumby?
Yeah, so I play in these events too. I'm usually streaming over at Rodimus Prime 55. You can catch me on Twitch some weekend nights. You can also follow me on Twitter at Rodimus Prime 55 as well. Like I said, hopefully maybe I'll see some of you people at regionals this next season. Probably do more judging. Doom, I'd like to thank you for having me on, and hopefully get to do this again in the near future with some of your other big events. Yeah. Thank
you for coming on in such short notice. I thought I was actually going solo tonight, and they hit it in the Discord, and then like Emmy's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't see the Twitter thing." Twitter, it has this really bad bug. It doesn't message you now, like when people message you.
Yeah, that was the wild thing. I had to update, like, I refreshed the page because I had it open, and then I seen she was like, "Hey, we have an opening," and I was like, "I was open anyway tonight, so let's do this."
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I think everything's fine, and I just like moved on. But I've had like people message me, and I'm like, wait, you messaged me, and like I'm answering back like three days later, and it sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks. I'm like, I'm sorry, I did not, I did not mean to do this to you. But
No, we're good. Like I said, hopefully I can have another chance to do some of your other events in the future. I had a blast, and yeah.
you'll have access now to the. Everyone else can hear about it too. The secret casters area.
Da-da-da-da.
I post like things in there. We'll post like, oh, we need someone really quick or something in there sometimes too. So keep an eye on that. I know Emmy should be scheduling July soon.
Yeah.
Soonish.
Hopefully see a bunch of you people out there playing in the regional. Hope to see
Yeah.
you guys out there.
And hopefully see people on Friday, which who is with me on Friday? Bop 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 bop. Day camp. Bop 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 bop. Oh. But yeah, we'll be back Friday. Same Doom time, same Doom place. Again, thank you. I'm going to send everyone off here to High Flyer UK here in a minute. He's probably one of my favorite comfy streamers, especially late night. Very nice English man, way older than me. He just usually does his dailies, and he plays some really weird decks. And again, we'll see you hopefully on Friday.
Yep. Catch you guys later.